traveler. Paimon. It's been a long time.
Oh, hey, Hoishin. Long time no see. Fancy meeting you here. How's work these days?
Thanks to the help of people like you and colleagues like Ganyu, better all the time. But I've been feeling distracted at work lately. I just feel constantly agitated. It's a long story. But my father, he's thinking of stepping down from the Tianshu position due to health issues.
Huh? What's wrong with Uncle Tian?
Nothing specifically. He's not unwell. He says he's just increasingly low on energy these days. He's always said, old age comes for us all in the end. Still, I just can't help but feel a little emotional watching it happen to him. Anyway, my father's currently on the second floor of Yangsheng Tea House. Why don't you come pay him a visit with me? He seems very fond of you, too. I'm sure chatting with you will make him very happy.
Sure, let's go. Uncle Tian, we're here to chat with you.
Oh? What a lovely surprise. Welcome. Hoishin, why don't you go downstairs and get the shopkeeper to make us a fresh pot of tea? I heard that you've been traveling all over the place recently. I would very much like to hear your adventure stories. Hoishin told you, didn't she? Don't worry, I'm quite all right. It's just the years gradually catching up with me. As I grow older, I'm starting to find that with many things, though the mind is willing, the flesh is weak. Especially recently, I've noticed a rather drastic drop in my energy levels. I am still very much in good standing as the Tianshu today. Nevertheless, I wish to pass on the position before my mental acuity begins to decline beyond redemption.
How difficult is it to transfer the Tianshu position?
Oh, well, you see, the Tianshu is a rather unique position among the Liyue Qixing. Historically speaking, the Tianshu rarely appears in public. We stay behind the scenes, planning and giving advice, so a public selection process would not be suitable. We also want to keep any prospective Tianshu candidates free from influence by outside forces, so we tend to be as discreet as possible in their assessment and appointment. For these reasons, the incumbent Tianshu typically recommends their candidate of choice, and this is then approved by the other Qixing members.
So in other words, you pick someone, and then Lady Keqing, Lady Ningguang, and the other Qixing appoint them?
Correct. Unfortunately, due to my health, I won't be able to assess every candidate myself. Not to despair, however, because I found someone exceptionally capable to act on my behalf as assessment officer. In fact, I believe you recently became acquainted with her yourself.
Oh? Who is it?
I'm heartbroken. I thought it might take you a little longer than this to forget all about me.
It's Yelan!
Jackpot. Uncle Tian here asked me to assess 3 candidates for him. Fancy joining me? You'll be among the first to get to know the next Tianshu. Might be a good opportunity for you.
What do you so too. It can't be a bad thing to be on good terms with a new Qixing, right?
Alright then. Though, I gotta say, Uncle Tian, you say you're into behind-the-scenes planning? My work's of the covert variety too. Don't you think I might make a good Tianshu?
Huh? Yelan, you want to be the next Tianshu?
I'm not opposed to the idea, but I suspect Ningguang wouldn't let you go very easily after how long you've been working together. So, how about this? If your investigation reveals that none of the other candidates are qualified for the position, I'll recommend you for the job.
Deal. Well, you guys take your time. Everything's all set for the assessments to go ahead. Meet me on the first floor when you're ready. Until then, have a pleasant conversation. Oh, and no need to pay for your tea. As the new owner of this fine establishment, this runs on the house. You're all set?
Uncle Tian seems really worn down. It's like all his energy's gone.
Yeah, it may sound harsh, but Uncle Tian is past his prime. He's not cut out for this anymore. So he's recommended 3 candidates. Their names are Qinwei, Mingbo, and Zhi. Qinwei is a wealthy entrepreneur. Mingbo works at the Liyue Ministry of Civil Affairs, and Zhi is focused on study and travel. Try to keep all that in mind. Of course, it doesn't really matter if you forget, since we'll be assessing them at Yuehai Pavilion in a short while.
Qianwei, Mingbo, Zhi. Paimon should be able to remember their names, but what does the assessment involve exactly?
Let's leave that until we get to Yuehai Pavilion. All right. Heads in the game, people. The stakes don't get much higher than a change in the Qixing. We can't afford to miss anything, no matter how small.
Got it. We'll keep our eyes wide open.
My legs are getting sore. What is wrong with this assessment officer? This is a huge occasion and I don't even get a chair. I've dealt with all kinds of people in my time, but never have I been made to stand while I'm waiting for an appointment.
Oh, I mean, I think it's fine.
That's called being complacent. If you're happy to just accept the way things are, you'll never be able to change anything in the future.
Oh, come on. That's just... Now you're just... being unreasonable.
All right, you two. Let's not get into a big argument over this. It's not worth it. Qianwei, that was a bit uncalled for. And Mingbo, cut him some slack. We've all been standing around for a while. It's natural to be getting irritable. Look, how about this? There's no rule saying we're obliged to stand up while we wait, so why don't we borrow some chairs from the guild nearby?
Fine. They're not the best quality chairs, to be sure. But under the circumstances, it would be better than nothing.
It looks like all 3 candidates have arrived. We'll meet them formally soon. Before that, let me run you through the assessment process. I've split it into 2 stages: current affairs and planning, and face-to-face interview. In the first stage, candidates are required to submit a manifesto for Liyue's development. In the second stage, we will ask them some questions in person. Writing a manifesto takes time, so I informed them of this requirement in advance. These are the reports they submitted.
Wow. One of them is really thick.
It's also worth mentioning a stipulation I gave them. Whoever is appointed as the new Tianshu will be expected to implement their plan as put forward in their manifesto. Failing the occurrence of some cataclysmic event, they will not be permitted to change their plan. Therefore, these 3 piles of documents in front of us represent where each candidate stands on key policy issues. There's still some time. Have a skim through, get a first impression of what each person's proposing. I'll be waiting off to the side. Just let me know when you're done. Finished, huh? What did you think?
Everyone took it very seriously.
Of course they did. They have the chance to be picked as the new Tianshu, so you can bet they're putting their best foot forward. And keep in mind, whoever gets in has to execute their plan as written. Nobody wants to have any regrets. That's for me to know and you to find out. We can talk more after the interviews. We'll see the candidates now. Let's do one at a time. Start with Chenwei.
Yes, ma'am.
Oh? So you two are the assessment officers, are you? I had assumed that given the great import of this situation, Lady Ningguang would perhaps be assessing us in person. I certainly hadn't imagined I'd be seeing 2 entirely unfamiliar faces. I trust you've read through my manifesto? I'd be more than happy to clarify any details you found difficult to grasp. It was written with an expert audience in mind, after all.
Mind your tone, mister.
Relax. It wasn't intended as a personal slight against anyone in particular. I was simply stating a fact. Cloud Retainer? You know this Adeptus? Oh, yes, I remember now. You must be the traveler that people are constantly talking about. With your sterling reputation, you must have a respectable level of erudition. Perhaps you will be able to understand the concepts I have put forward. Although I shouldn't get my hopes up.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yes. Please introduce yourself.
I'm, Mingbo. I work in the Ministry of Civil Affairs. I've worked there for, 9 years, 5 months, and 3 days. In that time, I've handled, 2,347 cases. I have 12 active cases at the moment. They should be concluded in, 16 days? My current work is related to urban planning, and I'm also responsible for, auditing the accounts. To be more precise, there are 3 parts to the accounts, namely...
Is it just Paimon, or is he not very good at public speaking?
You know what? Let's leave the self-introduction there and move on to some questions.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Hello. Not gonna lie, I'm feeling a little nervous. What would you like to know? You're here to assess me, so ask away and I'll answer your questions to the best of my ability.
Your manifesto is very wide in its scope, but you don't seem to be personally involved in many of the specific fields. How can you be sure that you have the ability to put your plan into action?
Very fair question. I completely understand where you're coming from. But I'm confident in my plan. I've visited many different places, talked to lots of people with far more expertise than myself, and my manifesto is the conclusion of these efforts. Of course, two different problems can be interconnected in very complicated ways, and you might reach two very contradictory conclusions depending on which one you're focusing on. What I've tried to do is strike a balance. In other words, present an optimal solution to all the problems as a whole.
How do you plan to determine whether you are right or wrong about your proposed solution being the optimal one?
A great question. Well, I'd start by having my colleagues and the secretaries of the Yuehai Pavilion evaluate any proposals before implementation. Post-implementation, it would all come down to the results. If it turned out that my judgment was to blame for poor results, I would take responsibility.
Nice answer. All right, next question.
He seems like a great guy. Everything he said was thoughtful and logical, and he was just a pleasure to listen to.
Here's my take on what we just learned. As you saw, Qianwei is highly knowledgeable. He proposes many excellent ideas in his manifesto which effectively target the big issues. But he is very proud and incredibly stubborn. He doesn't care much about other people's feelings. Mingbo's plan is more thorough and more measured. You can tell he's meticulous in his work, very detail-oriented. But he and Qianwei are otherwise polar opposites. Mingbo is not very articulate and comes across as very timid in conversation.
Perfect summary! Paimon couldn't agree more. You're good at this, Yelan.
Last but not least, Yi. His manifesto is full of pertinent details, his methodology is sound, and his proposals cover a broad range of fields, which is quite a rare feat. The depth he goes into in each and every area means it can only be a product of painstaking work. Plus, he is modest and good at dealing with people. But what really interests me is that many of his views happen to coincide with Uncle Tien's. Having someone like Yi take the position would certainly put Uncle Tien's mind at rest.
Hi, what's up, me? How's it going?
Great!
We'll see. Let's go back and report to Uncle Tien.
Yeah, how you doing, me? Have you done this quest yet? The character quest? This is the Yelan character quest.
I see. Then it's more or less as I anticipated.
All right, then let me ask this. The ideas in Yi's manifesto are very similar to your own. Is there any particular reason behind this?
Oh, I didn't want to say anything when I gave you the list of candidates, for fear of affecting your judgment. But I can tell you now. Those 3 candidates have all studied under me in the past. It's only natural that they share some similarities with me. But Qianwei went on to focus on his business, and Mingbo has always been occupied with his work at the Ministry of Civil Affairs. Of all of them, Yi was with me for the longest duration.
Whoa! So how did you get to know them all, Uncle Tien?
Qianwei was referred to me by an old friend. Mingbo came to my attention in the course of my work, and as for Yi, that was pure happenstance. We first met while fishing. Gradually, as we got to know each other, we started discussing all sorts of topics. Yi came from a poor family, and his parents died when he was very young. But he was a gifted student and a fast learner. He reminded me of a younger version of myself, so I started out giving him a few words of advice when we were out fishing and noticed how quickly he got on. Quite. And now, all of a sudden, he's grown into a mature young man. It's a joy to see, but it also gets one thinking. The young are growing up, and I am growing old. How time flies. No one can escape the cycle of life.
I don't know, Uncle Tian. You still seem in pretty good shape to me. You might have another few years of work left in you, don't you think?
Oh, you. There's really no need to console me. Having less energy than I used to isn't such a bad thing. It just means I finally have a good reason to retire and spend my days doing what old men like me should be doing. Going fishing whenever I feel like it.
Sounds like you sure love fishing, Uncle Tian.
Ooh, there's nothing quite like fishing to pass the time. Ooh, and freshly caught fish, they make the most beautiful fish soup with barely any preparation required.
Fresh fish soup. Sounds tasty.
Doesn't it? Also, some time ago, Juri purchased a very special recipe from an old fisherman. When we've been fishing recently, Juri always brings some extra ingredients he prepared in advance. The addition of these makes the soup taste even more wonderful. That flavor makes for a fond memory. But at my age, who knows how many more chances I have left to taste it again.
Oh, can Paimon come next time too? Paimon really wants to try it.
Let's get back to the matter at hand. Uncle Tian, we've reported back. Do you have a verdict?
I appointed you as the assessment officer, and I trust your judgment. Had you not asked me why Juri's ideas were so similar to mine, I was not going to mention my history with any of them. This decision must be guided by what is fair and right. Please disregard all other considerations and make your final decision only after a thorough review of each candidate's talents and capabilities. Remember, you must be thorough.
Understood. Come on, let's go talk somewhere else.
Bye-bye, Uncle Tian. Look after yourself. So, it's gonna be Jiri, right? His manifesto was written well, and he's the best speaker.
Easy. Let's not rush. There's no time limit for this assessment.
Huh? So, are you gonna give them more tests or something?
No, nothing like that. The assessment itself is complete. But let me give you a word of advice. Things are not always as they appear. The biggest no-no in intelligence work is to only get information from the person of interest themselves. The truth is almost always hidden beneath many layers of deception. You have to get information through many different channels. For example, Wenyuan, Shanghua.
Yes?
Lady Yelan, what are your orders?
Ugh! Who are they? Where did they come from?
Did they scare you? These two are Wenyuan and Shanghua. They work for me. As my trusted assistants, they are always standing guard nearby. They also perform various assignments as required. Shanghua is a business expert who gets his information by trading. Wenyuan relies on word of mouth. And there's also Upei, who's not here right now.
That meathead must have been out there on sea surveillance for some time now. Is he all right? I seem to remember that he can't swim.
Nothing can take that guy down. Certainly not a little wind and waves.
Shanghua, visit all the commerce guilds and look into Qianwei's background. Wenyuan, go to the Ministry of Civil Affairs and look through Mingbo's work files.
Yes, ma'am.
So what about Juri?
Juri, well, obviously as the most promising candidate, We will be investigating him ourselves. Let's go to the docks first. Lots of people passing through there. You can find out all kinds of things.
If we're looking for information, why don't we try talking to Bulai, the owner of Wanyu Boutique? He does business at the North Wharf. Maybe he has some news for us.
That's actually not a bad idea. Let's go and ask him.
Huh? What's Bulai doing here today?
Look, your asking price for this batch is just too high. I can't buy in at this price. How am I supposed to turn a profit?
Come on, hear me out. I'm telling you, this is the single best batch of Sunsettias ever. You won't find anyone who disputes that. I accidentally dropped one into a well, and even the water turned sweet.
Even so...
All right. I'll let you in on a little secret. The boss of Second Life also wants to buy from me, but I haven't responded yet. If you won't take him, I'll just have to partner with them instead, and neither of us wants that.
Okay, well, when you put it that way, I'll accept your asking price. I'll take all your stock. Don't sell a single one to Second Life. Oh, what are you doing here? And to be clear, these Sunsettias are mine. I got to them first. Don't get any ideas.
Actually, we want to ask you about a guy called Juri. Have you heard of him before?
Juri? Yes, he's quite well known. I've heard a story about him. They say he was born into poverty. His parents died when he was young, and he was treated cruelly by the local community. One of his neighbors was terribly rude to him all the time, but Juri never retaliated. And when his neighbor went bankrupt, he even helped support the family. He returned cruelty with kindness, injustice with peace offerings. A gentleman of talent and character, and... oh, how did I not notice him sooner? In fact, maybe I'm not too late. If I could hire him to be the brand ambassador for Wanyu Boutique.
Oh, he sounds like a decent man. We can finally breathe a sigh of relief.
Why are you asking about him anyway? You aren't looking for a brand ambassador too, are you? Well then, in that case, the higher bidder takes the... Ah, that's Juri right over there. Why don't we go and talk to him?
Where?
It's him, all right. Looks like he's chatting with Linlong. Come on, let's follow them and listen in. Try not to let him see you. We want this information to be as truthful as possible.
I'll just go and fetch an employment contract. And hey, don't try and cut me out of this. Hey!
I understand. Let's walk and talk. So, you were looking to buy a wineware set? Oh, now I can see that you're a connoisseur, so I won't bother trying to con you. I trust you understand our shop quite well?
The truth is, an old friend of mine, who likes to have a drink now and then, he fancies himself as a man of culture, but doesn't care for needless extravagance. So I thought I might buy him a set of high-quality fakes.
How very thoughtful of you. Leave it to me, then. Come and collect it at Shigu Antiques whenever is convenient.
Thank you very much, Miss Linlong.
It's my pleasure, Mr. Juri. These days, it's quite rare for someone of your standing to still keep up with their old friends. It's nice to see. I'll be sure to pick out a good set for you. You can count on me. Juri seems to get along really well with everyone. Are you satisfied now, Yelan? Seems like everyone thinks Juri's a great guy.
We shouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. Let's go check out the wharf where he usually goes fishing.
Do we have to? Wait, you're not just trying to dig up some dirt on Juri because you want to be Tianshu yourself, are you?
Maybe I am. Maybe I'm not. But hey, if I do become Tianshu, I'll look out for you guys. You'll be able to try all the finest food for free. How does that sound?
We will? Well, come on! Off to the South Wharf we go!
Time to go.
Should open a store.
The wharf is as busy as ever. I hear the anglers here sometimes sell their fish to the nearby fishmongers. Let's see what Uncle Soon has to say.
Welcome. What would you like to buy today?
Sorry to interrupt. We're actually members of the, Liyue Anglers Association, and we just wanted to ask a few questions about someone. We've heard about this young man called Juri, who's supposed to be a fantastic fisherman. Just wondering if you happen to have heard of him?
Whoa! Yelan made up a whole fake identity without batting an eyelid!
Ah, yes, Juri. He's been making quite a name for himself recently. I've got some friends who travel all over the place, and they tell me everywhere they go they meet someone who's heard of him. Apparently, he had a rather tough time growing up. Had to work several jobs alongside his studies to make ends meet. How does that saying go? What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. Well, if there's anything to that logic, he's sure to be phenomenally successful one day.
Yeah, we think so too.
But I'm afraid your Anglers Association might be in for a disappointment.
Oh? Why's that?
He's good at a lot of things, but fishing isn't one of them. He fishes at the wharf and sells what he catches to me on occasion. His catches are always mediocre. Not terrible, but equally nothing to write home about. If you're looking to recruit some new members, though, I do know a few top anglers I could put you in touch with.
That sounds fantastic. I've got a couple of other things to attend to right now, though, so why don't I come back some other time and we can chat over a drink?
Sure thing. See you.
Everywhere they go, they meet someone who's heard of him. Come on, let's keep asking around.
Here to buy some fish? It's 300 for one or 3 for 1,000. You better hurry. When they're gone, they're gone.
Hello, we're from the Society for Fish Price Research. We'd just like to ask a few questions.
Wow, she switched identity again!
Society for Fish Price Research? I haven't done anything illegal. Stay out of my business.
Please, don't worry. We're just here to conduct a simple survey. We've heard about a certain Jur-E who's been selling fresh fish at low prices in this area recently. Do you know anything about this?
So this isn't about me. You should have said something, you know. I know the guy. I can tell you what I know. I haven't heard anything about him selling fresh fish at low prices, but it wouldn't surprise me if it was him.
Oh? Why is that?
Because he's so poor. His parents died when he was very young, and his alcoholic father still owed a huge amount of debt. No one wanted anything to do with him. He was still a kid when he first came to the wharf. His clothes were ragged, and he had a bandage wrapped around his head. And he managed to survive, thanks to Uncle Tien, who gave him some food. But still to this day, he doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. I mean, he can afford to eat and everything, but you'll often see him haggling with others over just a few mora. So, I wouldn't be surprised to find out he's been selling a few fish. It's not like he catches much anyway, so it's not going to affect my business. Don't tell him I said that.
You'd rather he didn't know?
Well, I spoke to him once, briefly, and I just had a feeling that he really cares what other people think of him. I think he has pretty low self-esteem, but hey, it's hardly my place to say anything. What he's achieved already puts most people to shame. And nobody's perfect. I just wouldn't want to upset him, that's all.
I see. Well, thank you for sharing that with us.
Not a problem. And just for the record, there's absolutely nothing wrong with the price of my fish.
The more times you say it, the less convincing it becomes.
Doesn't have a lot of mora to his name. Okay, let's keep going.
Hey, it's you guys! Wait, what's the phrase? Oh yeah, honored to meet you. What brings you to me?
The truth is, we are but newcomers to this territory. We heard tell of a great martial artist, Master Dugu, who knows everything there is to know. Hence, we sought you out to ask for your guidance.
Really? People said I know everything there is to know?
But of course. We also heard that Master Dugu is a kind and virtuous swordsman who never turns away anyone who comes with questions.
Great! So what do you wish to know? Nothing happens on this street that I don't know about.
Now she's lying to a kid.
So, Master Dugu, have you heard of one by the name of Jur-E?
Sure have. You mean that guy that all the grown-ups are talking about these days? I've heard many tales of Juri. For example, I can't remember. Probably because it's nothing that important. I prefer stories about sword-fighting heroes.
Oh, I can completely understand that. Then let me ask you this. Do you remember roughly when the grown-ups started talking about Jur-E?
Oh yeah, I know that. It was about 2 or 3 months ago. Before that, people always used to talk about Juri in a kind of nasty tone of voice. But 2 or 3 months ago, suddenly everyone started to like him. Sometimes he gives me candies, so I'm glad that people are starting to like him now.
Just as I thought.
Huh? What do you mean?
I mean, just as I thought, Master Dugu is indeed as kind and virtuous as the legends claim.
I'm not that great. Oh yeah, one other thing. These days, there's a lot of people I've never seen before talking about Juri stories in the street. They seem like nice people.
Oh, definitely.
Great! So next time I see them, I'll say hi. And I guess I can share some of my candies with them too.
Certainly. You can also tell my friend in Yenshang Tea House about what they're up to. I'm sure my friend would also like to say hi to them.
Thank you, ma'am!
You're welcome. Well then, fare thee well, Master Dugu.
Until we meet again.
Any of that sound strange to you?
Strange? What was strange about it? Juri seems to have a great reputation. Uncle Soon and Uncle Gao spoke highly of him, and Dugu Shuo seems to like him too.
True. But the issue is, where did his sudden celebrity come from? It almost seems too good to be true.
Sudden? Too good to be true? What do you mean?
So he returns cruelty with kindness, and had to work to support his studies. These are the kinds of things that make someone well known in their hometown. But Uncle Soon said even his friends who travel far and wide hear about him wherever they go. That's a little over the top, if you ask me. Do you remember what Dugu Shuo said about Juri's stories? Clearly they left him with a good impression of the guy. But beyond that, he wasn't interested in the details. That's the reaction I would expect from any normal person.
Hey, what's up, Victoria? How's it going? Have you done this quest yet?
Plus, there's the fact that all this praise of Juri has only been happening within the last 2 or 3 months. His childhood, his studies, the thing with his neighbor. None of these are recent events. So why are these stories only going around now?
Oh, well, I mean, I wouldn't want you to get spoiled. I mean, if you don't mind getting spoiled, you know, by the story, I mean, you're welcome to hang along. This is actually the first time I've done it. Ah, hi, Sabrina Maroney. How's it going?
When you put it like that, it is kinda strange.
Of course, if that's all there was to it, I wouldn't look into it any further. Juri was born into a poor family. Paying people to get his stories out there is within the rules of the game as far as I'm concerned. The problem is, do you remember what Uncle Gao said about him? He's stayed poor his whole life. Everything he's earned he's either spent on studying, traveling, or paying off debts. I don't think he has the mora to pay for a publicity campaign. Right, and that changes everything. It can mean a powerful faction is trying to gain influence over the Liu Xixing. That's the worst case scenario. But all too often, the most pessimistic speculation turns out to be closest to the truth.
Someone's trying to gain influence over the Qixing? That sounds serious. What should we do? Even if we asked Juri about it, surely there's no way he'd admit it.
Kazuha? Oh, absolutely. I've been waiting for him for such a long time. I have Kazuha on my second and third accounts, and I want to try to get C2. I want to try to get C2 Kazuha on my second and third accounts. On my first account, I don't have Kazuha, and I really regret not getting him the first time he came out. But I am planning to get him, and hopefully I can get C2. 9k is not bad. Yeah, with a little luck, I think you'll be able to get him. 0 pity. Ugh, that's rough. But don't worry though. If you think about it, there's usually time like within a banner. A banner usually lasts for like what, 2 weeks, right? 2-3 weeks. There's usually time for like either one big event that gives you like a good amount of primos, like I don't know, around 500 to 800 maybe. Hi Pear, what's up? How's it going? Yeah, 20 days, right? So that's about 2 or 3 events. Either one big event that gives like 1,000 primos, or like 2 or 3 smaller events that each give like 400-ish primos. 77 pity after kitching. Oh my goodness, you just 110 pull away from your guaranteed 5-star.
First, we need to find out who's supporting him. Don't worry, I've got a plan.
I've got 2 AR-59s and 1 AR-58.
Remember the current affairs and planning stage of the assessment? Since the successful candidate is duty-bound to implement their plan after taking office, their manifesto tells us their stance on key issues. Whoever is secretly helping Jur-E must be seeking to benefit from his actions after his appointment. So, we should be able to find some hints in Jur-E's manifesto on who we're dealing with.
Yeah, my first account is quite old. It's like really old, but I'm not very smart when it comes to games like this. Especially because this is my first ever like game that is this type of game. So when I first started out, like I looked through the records. My account is actually 15 days. Like I created it 15 days after the game launched, but I didn't really know what I was doing. So I think I really only started to take the game seriously, like doing dailies and like doing expeditions and using resin, like a month after I created it. My account is Asia AR58, 48. Sorry. Don't worry though, you'll get there. You'll get there. Yeah, like don't you guys worry about like account power. Like this is something that a lot of people kind of like they see like their AR45 AR50 and they think their account should be as strong as like an AR57 or an AR58. Like no, that's just not it, because once you get to AR55, going to AR56 takes so long. Like it's almost about the same AR XP from 55 to 56 as 50 to 55. And that just means that an AR55 account might just be a little stronger than an AR50 account, and then an AR56 account is going to be a lot stronger than an AR50 account. Yeah, it's crazy the amount of AR XP. So you'll see someone at AR55. In fact, my third account is a bit young, and when I made it, when I first made it, I already knew what I was doing. I was doing everything efficiently, like making the right decisions and all. And even at AR55, I still felt like it was weird, because when my third account was AR55, my first and second accounts were AR58 already, and it still felt like my AR55 account was like a baby account. My second and third accounts are completely F2P. My first account isn't, but it's only worth like not a lot. Really only bought Primo Gems on it maybe once, and I only bought like the second to the smallest one. Other than that, Battle Pass and what's it called? The Welkin. There you go, Welkin a few times. Probably only maybe 5 or 6 times.
Come on, let's get back to Yenshang Tea House.
But for some reason, my second account is, I would say my second account is the strongest amongst all 3 accounts, even though my second account is completely F2P. My third account is the most fun, I think, because I have the most variety of characters on my third account. I'm on my second account right now, because on my first and third account, I accidentally, because when you start this quest, when you teleport here, to this teleport waypoint, it just starts the quest, and I didn't want to stream that it was already started, so I did. Yeah, so I'm doing it for the first time here on my second account.
Jur-E's manifesto covers a huge range of topics. Looking for details that don't add up will be like trying to find a needle in a haystack.
Thanks for stopping by, Pear. Have a good day. Yeah. Like, I recommend staying F2P. I honestly don't think there's any incentive to spending anything on this game. Like, I don't know, other than maybe not missing out on first banners of new characters. I guess that's the only incentive. But even as a completely F2P player, you don't really, like, as long as you pick the best ones, like if your only goal is just to get as strong as possible, then you don't really need to pull for every character. There are very specific characters that you want to pull for, like yeah, so certain characters that you can actually just, you know, just skip, and your account will not be, you know, it won't feel like you missed out on much.
I'll divide the reports into 2 piles. You take one, I'll take the other. When we're finished, we'll put our heads together. Officially, the assessment is already over, and I'll be expected to announce the results before long. So we have to get to the bottom of this as quickly as we can.
Yikes! We better hurry!
Whatever else Uncle Tien might think of Zhi, the fact remains that he's one of his favorite students. Any evidence he's left is not going to be immediately obvious. We'll have to look carefully and think critically.
Hey Victoria, what do you think of the game so far? Do you find the combat easy or hard? I play Genshin because of all the characters. Yeah, that's kind of what attracted me to Genshin in the first place. I don't remember exactly, but I remember seeing like certain characters. It was like on an advertisement on YouTube. And then I figured like, hey, and I was really bored at the time. I had nothing to play. Yeah, so that's what got me here.
Even though
Do you have Yelan? Yes, I do. I have Yelan on my first and second accounts, but I don't have him on my third account. I tried to go for Yelan, but on the third account, but I lost 50-50, and I just didn't have enough primos.
Well, we gotta start somewhere.
I do not regret pulling for Yelan. At first, I was very, very skeptical about Yelan, but now that I have her, I really do not regret getting her. I think they should add another move, like a physical move, like a physical and half elemental. That would be really another physical move. I think they should add another move. What do you mean move? Like another character, you mean? Oh yeah, I agree with you there. I think the story is really cool. Another move for 5-star characters. Oh, okay. Yeah, I understand what you mean. Yeah, like apart other than like the normal attack, charge attack, the skill and the burst, like you want an extra one. Yeah, I know what you mean. Okay. I think that would make it, well, I wouldn't mind that. I wouldn't personally mind that, but I think MiHoYo is trying to keep Genshin Impact as simple as possible. Cause I don't know, like I know that most of the YouTubers, most of the people on YouTube, most of the people online, like on the internet that have loud voices, most of them are like really technical people, really highly skilled people. But I think a lot of Genshin's players are a lot of the, you know, majority of their players are just quiet, don't hardly even go online on any communities, or hardly even watch YouTubers, and are probably not like hardcore gamers. And I think that's why MiHoYo wants to keep Genshin Impact as simple as possible, and they have been doing that. It's very obvious that they want to keep Genshin Impact as simple and as easy as possible, and still be able to, you know, make it so we could still call it a game. Because that's probably because they, of course, they have all the data. They know what kind of players are playing their game. Sumru, you mean like what do I think about Sumru? I'm very excited for Sumru. Very, very excited for Sumru. I'm often anxious whenever a new region comes out, cause I work a full-time job and I hardly have free time like that, like I do today. This is like the amount of free time I have today probably only comes like once every, like maybe 2 or 3 times a year. I'm actually really happy that I have free time today. Finally able to do this quest. I think it's gonna be a big shake-up to the way that people play Genshin, like the way combat works. Adding a whole new element is a huge thing. But that depends on it really depends on the interactions. I haven't looked up any any information about the interactions between the different elements and Dendro. So I don't know. Yeah, but it really I think it's gonna mostly depend on like the interactions between the elements. First refusal, if any suitable projects arise.
Oh, this reading is giving Paimon a headache. Let's take a break.
Looks like I'm the first one back, as usual.
Oh, hey! It's one of Yelan's little helpers, Shanghua! If you're back, that means you finished investigating Tianwei, right?
You betcha. I visited all the commerce guilds and gathered a wealth of information. Every time they asked me to leave, but I always had another trick up my sleeve.
Don't drag this out. Just tell us your findings.
Yes, Lady Yelan. To summarize my findings, most people who've had interactions with Tianwei will start out complaining about how proud and arrogant he is, but then go on to give a generally positive appraisal of him. The young master of the Feiyun Commerce Guild said that Tianwei appears arrogant, but he's very scrupulous in the way he works. Once he signs a contract with somebody, he treats them fairly regardless of their background.
Who'd have thought?
Is it possible that his reputation is fake? Is there any way you can check the accounts of the businesses under his name?
In theory, that should be very difficult, but here's the thing. I asked around and found out that almost all of Tianwei's accounts are open to the public. Where he buys from and sells to should be confidential business information, but he doesn't seem interested in protecting it at all. Tianwei often sees business opportunities that others don't, but once he's made enough mora off of it, it's like he gets sick of it and releases all of his trade secrets. It's like he wants people to know that they still can't beat him, even if he shares all of his secrets. The fact that someone like that can still make mora is pretty infuriating when you think about it.
Hey, what do you mean, Zhongli? Is Zhongli gonna have another rerun soon? So sorry, I don't really... I don't actively look for leaks, but Kazuha, I am expecting Kazuha to be back very soon, because Kazuha has not had a rerun in the longest time. Both Kazuha, I think Kazuha and Yoimiya. Because I think the first character, I think it was, yeah, because it was Kazuha. Kazuha has not had a rerun, and then the first Kazuha banner after that was Yoimiya's banner, and Yoimiya hasn't had a rerun so far. Hey, what's up, Victoria? Yeah, I was just continuing the quest. We were just talking about Sumeru a bit. What do you think about Sumeru, Victoria?
What a strange guy. It's like he's not doing business to make mora.
To validate his theories. No wonder his manifesto contains so many insights. It's all the result of his first-hand experimentation.
I'm back! Huh? How come you're here?
Kuki, Kazuha comes with Klee in the first part. Oh, I hope that's true. Yeah, I hope that's true. I mean, I don't, I mean, Klee is a great character and all. I think she's cute. But I just don't like her playstyle. Klee is quite a strong character. She's not as strong as she used to be. But the way that you make her, like you rate her peak potential in DPS it's really hard to do that. Like her playstyle is quite a bit hard. Yeah, but I'm really looking forward to Kazuha's rerun. Yoimiya, not so much. Yeah, I don't know. Like, I just don't have the right characters to support Yoimiya, and I don't have the right characters to give her the strongest team, and I don't have the right artifacts for her. I really don't want to have to farm for another whole character. Kuki Shinobu, what do I think? I think she's okay. She's not. She feels like. Kuki Shinobu feels like a more useful Barbara to me. Because Barbara, I feel like the only thing you get from Barbara is just healing, and she's not even the best healer, right? Like she's like an emergency healer is what she is. But then you also have Jean, and I know that Jean's a 5-star and she's a bit harder to get, but Jean is also like an emergency healer, and Jean gives a lot more. Whereas Barbara does have like this her emergency healing, which is like her burst, but then other than that, her healing, her skill isn't even that good. Like, you heal all your characters on the team if you're on the field with her, which means you're losing damage, and you're wet, which now opens you to the threat of getting frozen. So I think Kuki is just a more useful Barbara. But she does, and when I say more useful, because she's Electro, so she allows for teams like physical teams to exist. Like, for example, you put her in together with Yelan, Eula. With Eula, there you go. You have Superconduct, and you have a healer, and you have a character that you could put Noblesse Oblige on, all in one character, and that's fine. Yeah, and that's really good. Because the only other like team setup that I could think of for Eula, because I have Eula on my 3rd account. Yeah, Barbara, how to make all the people in the team wet to heal them. No. That is sus, my friend. What a sus statement to make. Rumors Zhongli comes with Ganyu. Oh no, I don't. If that's true, Zhongli's coming with Ganyu again. I hate that. I really hate that. Yeah, because when Ganyu finally reran, was also with Zhongli, and at the time I didn't have Zhongli on my 2nd and 3rd account, and I got Zhongli on my 2nd account now, and I'm happy. But I didn't get Zhongli on my 3rd account. And I got Ganyu on my 1st and 2nd accounts on her first run, like more than a year ago, like almost 2 years ago. So I'm happy on my 1st and 2nd accounts. My 3rd account doesn't have both of them, and that's why I'm not looking forward to Zhongli and Ganyu rerunning at the same time. Boy. Yeah, but I am excited for Ganyu reruns, because on my 1st account I am planning to get, I am continuing to, like, just a very, very long-term goal. I don't spend any money on the game anymore. I haven't for a very long time. So, but on my 1st account, I am aiming for, like, a really, really long-term goal, aiming for a C6 Ganyu. But only on my, I don't think I'm gonna do it on my 2nd account, though. Maybe after, I don't know, 5-10 years, if Genshin is still even up in 5 to 10 years from now. Maybe. But not anytime soon. I'm in no rush to get C6 Ganyu on my 2nd account. It's a very long-term goal, though. I will not spend any more money on this game at all. Like, unless maybe if I'm able to, like, for example, because like this YouTube channel that I have right now, it doesn't earn any money at all. Right? I just stream because I want to hang out with people like you guys whenever I play the game. Unless maybe if this YouTube channel generates income, and I would probably spend money on my 1st account, and that my 1st account would be like my account where I could make content on. Yeah. And because in that way I would be able to pull for almost every character, maybe even get their weapons and test them out, and just see how it looks like, and actually be able to show people about what I'm talking about. Nowadays, every time I make a video of a new character, I always have to do it in trial, because I don't want to have to pull for every character, and I can't. I just don't have the ability to. Blackcliff Pole. For who? Who are you saving it for?
Why do you think? Obviously, because I possess superior skills and am always one step ahead of the competition. Well, when you're the competition, at least.
You... Ugh, whatever. I'm not getting into an argument with you. If I hadn't had something else to take care of on the way, I would have been back long before you.
Oh, you have C1 Zhao? Nice. Did you get him, like, in his first... Wait, how many reruns does Zhao have? Oh, Zhao's had 3 banners. Yeah. On which Zhao banner did you get him?
Lady Yelan, I have finished investigating Mingbois.
Well, we're all ears.
The Ministry of Civil Affairs says that Mingbois struggles to get his words out when he gets nervous, especially when he's chatting with strangers.
Both C0 and C1 on the second banner? Oh, sorry, the third banner?
But after a few days of getting to know him, you can pretty much have a normal conversation with him. On the whole, the feedback from the Ministry of Civil Affairs was very positive. He always considers the things that everyone else overlooks.
In your opinion, was the Ministry of Civil Affairs' appraisal of Mingbois at all exaggerated?
Ah, nice. When did your account's AR48, when did you start playing, by the way? You got lucky by single pulls? Oh my goodness. I've never been lucky with single pulls. Single pulls, like, I almost never want to do single pulls, because I feel like I have, like, just no ability to win 50-50s, and just, I feel like I almost always go to, like, almost to hard pity every time I do single pulls. That's why I never want to do single pulls, but that's just me.
I don't believe so. Mingbois is someone who has slowly but surely earned the reputation he has today. According to Miss Yu, the ministry often gets Mingbois to take a final look at projects before they're implemented. People feel much more confident in something if it has his stamp of approval. Oh, and also, there was once someone in the ministry who was lying and cheating to try to advance their career. Mingbois gave them the scolding of a lifetime. Apparently, he can be terrifying when he loses his temper. I haven't seen it for myself, though.
Whoa, that's hard to imagine.
Like I said before, things are not always as they appear.
Ah, so that's what you meant by that. I'm starting to get it now.
Thank you both. You're free to go now.
I've been enjoying this story quite a bit. I mean, it's very slow-paced, but it just actually feels like a movie. Have any of you guys done this quest yet? Yeah, I lost 50-50. Oh, that's the 50-50 you lost. Oh no. I'm so sorry to hear that, Sabrina. Wait, does that mean you skipped Yelan?
So, have you finished reading the manifesto?
We still have a bit left.
It is kind of boring.
I can't see any immediate problems looking at the individual entries.
But, you know, I just like to do this stuff, like, because I feel like it's a story, and nowadays I'm really bored. Like, I have nothing to do in my free time. There's nothing to do in Genshin. There aren't any movies or TV shows that I like, that I like to watch that I haven't watched yet. And on YouTube, like, most of the content creators I watch are Genshin content creators, and there's nothing for them to make. There are no videos for them to make because there's no content in the game. Okay, what is it, Victoria? I skipped her. Oh, okay. Oh, really? Why'd you decide to skip her, Sabrina? Hi. Mai Tsumiki. Mai Tsumiki? The stream. Oh, thank you. You have a good day as well. Take care. So what made you skip Yelan, Sabrina?
The only one that strikes me as a little unusual is the Chengshu Pool redevelopment plan.
Sure thing. What is it, Victoria?
Qiangshu Pool has always been home to many secrets. Plus, Ajdaha once wrought havoc there, so there are even more secrets buried deep underground. At some point, a rumor began to go around that there is great treasure buried beneath Qiangshu Pool. A long time ago.
Are
with the
either of you
approval
on
Qixing, a
the
mining team
Discord right
conducted an
now, sending
exploratory
messages?
excavation there.
Is that you, Victoria? On Discord? I'm getting notifications on my phone right now, but I don't have Discord open on my PC.
So, did they find any treasure?
Suggest. Oh, is that you? Because I'm confused. Like, you said wait, and then I got a notification from Discord. Like, someone sent a message there of a YouTube video, and then you sent suggest. Oh, that's you. Okay, it is you. Alright. Yeah, I don't have Discord open on my computer because I don't have I don't have a very powerful computer. And if I'm sure you guys noticed, but my game stream quality is it's not the highest. I'm sure you've seen much higher than this. I have my game Genshin is only set to 1280 by 720, and I have the render resolution to 0.6, and I have everything on the lowest settings. I have no shadows, no SFX, nothing. Yeah, because I don't have the most powerful gaming PC ever. It's not even a gaming PC. It's just a thin and light laptop that can barely run Genshin. But I still like to play this game, and find people that want to hang out while playing it.
None.
Oh, I just opened Discord. What is this?
The only way they could have gotten through the solid rock would have been by blowing it open with a special kind of explosive.
Oh, really? Oh, thank you. I appreciate it.
The technology wasn't mature enough at that time.
I mean, this is just, we're not doing anything graphically heavy though. So every time I do combat, or especially during cutscenes, my frame rate just drops, and it's so embarrassing. It honestly feels so embarrassing. Sometimes I open the stream on my phone on another YouTube account, and I watch it doing combat or going through a cutscene, and it feels so embarrassing to watch. I don't know. I'm saving up for a new computer, but life's just not that easy. So it's been taking a really long time.
Did you find anything?
Excavation? Project? Treasure? Did we read anything similar in our half of the manifesto? Oh yeah! Juri said the Blackcliff Forge workers should get right of first refusal if any suitable projects come up.
No, I mean, I just feel like it's embarrassing that I'm, kind of I want people to come and hang out, but then I can't give them at least a good quality viewing experience. That's just how I feel about it.
Did he now? Well, that makes everything much clearer. So Juri wants the Blackcliff Forge to excavate the treasure of Qiangshu Pool.
You got that right. Yeah, that's true. That was my I've been meaning to to stream Genshin for a very long time. Even from before I got to AR 45 on my first account. I don't know. I always thought that it was embarrassing that because I would have to find a way to get everything to be set as low quality as possible, and then the end of 2021 I just finally decided screw it, I'm gonna do it. I don't care.
Does that mean the Blackcliff Forge is Juri's secret supporter?
No, not likely. I've looked into the Blackcliff Forge before. They aren't involved with any powerful factions at present. They do possess some specialized explosives, but it would seem more trouble than it's worth to put so many resources into a risky project like this. Still, Since the clues are pointing toward the Black Cliff Forge, we should see where they lead. We may well find something new.
Shenwei and Mingbo both turned out to be
How about you guys? Where speaking of PCs, like where do you usually play Genshin on? Mobile? Do you have an actual gaming rig? On a tablet maybe? My builds? Sure. I'm on my second account right now. So I guess
Osmanthus wine.
why do you immediately talk, Zhongli? I know I love your voice. I love your voice, but please not every time. Hey, what's up, Sky? How you doing? Okay, let's see. Where do I start? Okay, I'll just go like that way, I guess. So this mic. Oh no! I forgot. I completely forgot. I took off Kazuha's stuff on this account. Wait a sec. Where is it? Oh, there it is. I was like, where's his EM? Okay, there it is. So I have a pure EM build on my Kazuha on this. Actually, on both my accounts I have Kazuha. Again, I don't have Kazuha on my first account. I only have him on my second and third accounts. And I'm on my second account right now. I forgot that I forgot why I put everything on Sucrose for a while. I remember I did it for something. Yeah, I have him on a pure EM build. No crit at all. I mean, hardly any crit. I didn't put any effort into looking for crit stuff. Like, this one, I got this like really early on in the game. It's just very random, and I guess it turned out not bad. Yeah, see, I just picked the one, the whatever Viridescent piece I had that had the most EM, and I kept the two. Yeah, I really didn't want to farm for farm that domain very much. And I know the Viridescent domain is so good because of Viridescent, but I really don't want any good, any Maiden's pieces. What else? Okay, yeah. This one I really just kept because of ER. Wow. I just realized. Oh my god. I didn't know that. I didn't know I had this piece. That defense though. Yeah. Just random pieces. No, don't worry about it, Victoria. You know, like AR-48. Why I realized this on my third account, but because on my first account I really thought that when my first account was AR-48, I really thought that it was like already it was already like strong, and I really felt like, oh, I'm pretty strong already. This account's already pretty good. But then, like, as I kept playing the game, I got on my second account, I got on my third account. On my third account is really when I started to realize AR-45, anything below AR-45, you're really just starting the game. And 45 to 55 is really when you're just starting to build into combat. Oh hey, hi, what's up, Miggy? Good to see you again. How are you doing? Used to play PC but so heavy. What do you mean, May? Like, it was heavy on your PC? You said used to. So what do you play on now? Yeah, but don't worry. Your AR-48, like, don't feel like you don't have to feel like you're behind, because just as long as you keep using your resin, you put your resin, you invest your resin into stuff that makes you feel, like into stuff that makes you happy, like either raising more characters or getting your raised characters stronger. Invest into artifacts for them. As long as you keep using up your resin, your account's just gonna gradually get stronger and stronger. Mobile. Oh, okay. Well, I'm happy for you that you have a phone that's good enough to play Genshin. Me, I don't have a phone that's good enough to play Genshin. That's why I play on my computer. On my computer that's not meant to be a gaming computer. I'm fine, Miggy. Thank you. Thank you. Pretty good. Pretty happy. I have a good amount of free time today. I still have work this evening, but I don't usually have a good amount of free time in the daytime. But so I'm really happy today, actually. What to do when you're AR-56 plus? Honestly, it really depends, because like some people already have the characters that they want. By the way, Victoria, I'm just gonna keep rolling through my characters as I'm talking about about other stuff. This is my Ganyu. My Ganyu is actually one of my on this account is one of my best built characters across all 3 accounts. AR-56, it really depends, like, because some people, they already have a lot of the characters that they want on their, like, at AR-45, at AR-50. It really depends. Like, if you already have the characters that you want, then you can start building them. Like, raise their levels, get them. You don't need to get them to 90 like I did here. You just really need to get them, because there's really no incentive to raising a character from 80 to 90. Like, there's very, very little difference between that. And it's like, I think it's like 300k Mora or 400k. So I really recommend against raising characters to 90 unless you have nothing else to spend Mora and other resources on. So I can't leave my account. Characters and my effort. Yeah, that's how I feel about it too. So that's my Ganyu. Sayu is not invested in. Yes, I do, Miggy. I have Kazuha. I love Kazuha. He's great, and I really regret not pulling for him on my first account. My Sayu is not. I put 0 investment into Sayu because she works. She does her job even at level 20. I didn't give her any. I just gave her a random weapon, put random artifacts on her. Yeah, put no investment into her, and she does what I need her to do. She heals me in the overworld, and that's it. And I hardly ever need to heal in the overworld because I have Zhongli. Oh my goodness, why do I have so much EM on my Zhongli? That's so weird. My Zhongli on this account is an HP shield bot because I don't have any good stuff for him. Like, I don't have the right artifacts, and I don't have a good like choice of weapons to make him deal damage on this account. At least not enough to get him to deal damage that's worth the time spent in his burst animation. Plans on building another character. As of right now, there are characters that I don't. No, not with the current characters I have. None on my any of my accounts. Yeah, so none on any of my accounts. I'm not planning to build anyone else yet, but I am planning to. On my first account, I'm looking to get Kazuha. Who else am I planning to get? I think that's it. Yeah. Yeah, I guess Kazuha. Oh, and Hu Tao. I don't have Kazuha and Hu Tao on my first account. I'm planning to get them and build them, but no one else yet. Hu Tao. This is my strongest character across all 3 accounts. I'm very, very happy about this. This Hu Tao has carried this account so hard in Abyss. And even before I got Homa. Even before I got C1, this character carried this account so hard in Abyss. Kuki's not great. Like I told Victoria just a few minutes ago, I told Victoria that Kuki is like a slightly more useful Barbara. That's how I see Kuki Shinobu. But when I say useful, so Barbara is, there's no reason for anyone really to want Barbara, at least in combat situations, right? Oh, alright. Thank you, Sabrina. Yeah, take care, man. Yes, thanks for stopping by and hanging out. Take care. I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Take care, man. Oh, thank you. Thank you. I appreciate it. So yeah, that's my Hu Tao. She's not perfect, but I think Staff of Homa is really like making up for the difference. I'm gonna get Hu Tao when she reruns. I'm gonna get Hu Tao on my first account, because my second account, which is completely F2P, is much stronger than my first account, which is not completely F2P, because I have Hu Tao. It's insane. Hu Tao is so strong. Even my Ganyu on this account is better built than my, my Hu Tao on the, the first account. My Venti is also pure EM. What is your server in Asia? You mean like what server I'm on? Yeah, I'm on an NA server. I'm on North America server. Yeah, my Venti and Kazuha are both full EM. Yeah, I didn't even raise their talents because they're full EM builds. So here's my Yelan. This is my better Yelan. My other Yelan on the first account is not that good. I'm honestly still kind of, I still kind of feel weird about my Yelan. My Yelan I feel like has too much ER, too much energy. But I am happy that I could spam her burst almost every time. Do I have Zhao? No, I don't have Zhao, Miggy. I just don't like his playstyle, really. Like, I don't like having a hard carry. I really like the quick swap playstyle. And Zhao, Zhao is not the quick swap playstyle. He's like, go through all your supports, bursts, and skills, and then stay on Zhao for like 15 seconds. It's kind of what Zhao is. And I don't know. I just don't like it very much. And a lot of his kit feels really weird because like you do AoE damage, but then the enemies that you like to do AoE on, they die so quickly, like Hilichurls and other Samachurls and so on. And then the other good enemies to fight are, I guess, Ruined Guards. But then they have such a high HP that Zhao does do good damage, but he doesn't have the highest damage against Ruined Guards. And usually with Ruined Guards and Ruined Sentinels and the other Ruin enemies, there's usually only like 1, 2, or 3 of them. So your AoE feels kind of underutilized. And when it comes to, let's say, Vishaps, so in that case, Vishaps are so annoying because they get knocked back. And you kind of have to keep chasing after them. And same thing with Lectors and Abyss Lectors and Heralds. They keep getting knocked back, so you kind of have to keep chasing after them. No, I don't have all the 5-star characters. Oh, where am I? Yeah, my Diona is a full support Victoria. And she's just a full HP Diona with a Noblesse set. I don't use her very often nowadays. Yeah, my Xingqiu on this account is actually not bad, but not bad. Xingqiu, I guess, is just very hard to not make him strong. One shout controls with Yelan's E. yeah, that's true. You just one-shot them with Yelan's E. Yeah, so that's my Xingqiu here. My Xingqiu here is not bad, actually. My Bennett is... I didn't... I decided to make him do damage, but I didn't put any effort into him. But he still does decent damage. But he's not meant to do damage. His main function is to heal and to give his attack buff. And the Noblesse buff as well. That's why I didn't put too much effort into making him do good damage. I just gave him whatever artifacts I had that he could use. Wait, what? Oh, okay. Yeah. C5, of course. I don't want to ruin my chances of, I don't, like... There aren't very many DPSs that C6 Bennett ruins, but I still don't want to ruin it in case I do use those DPSs in the future. My Mona, I don't often use her on this account. But she is still quite well built because my original 2 teams on this account were a Hu Tao team and a Morgana team. My Sucrose, I don't have gear for her specifically because I have both my Viridescent sets on Venti and Kaza. For often farm artifacts. Nowadays, I only farm artifacts. Razor. Razor was my first main DPS on this account. But I think I stopped using Razor. Yeah, this was okay. So I had Razor really early on in the game, and then I got Ganyu on her first banner, like more than a year ago. And then I had Ganyu and Razor on the other side in Abyss, but then Razor really wasn't doing much for me. So then I went and got Hu Tao, and things got better then. I got really lucky. I think I got this just randomly wishing on the standard banner. I was just doing Abyss, I died, and then I just went on the standard banner, did a single pull, and got that. My Xiangling here, I didn't put that much effort into building her, but I have not stopped farming the what's it called? The emblem domain. So that's why I have pretty okay pieces for her, despite me not putting effort into building her. Because originally my this Xiangling was originally I built it originally to be Melt Ganyu's enabler, but then we haven't had abysses that needed Melt Ganyu. Beidou, I don't remember why I built Beidou.
Tactics, I'm always ready.
Oh yeah, that's right. So I built Beidou like a long time ago. I don't have a weapon for her really. It's supposed to be this one, but I put it on Sayu because I haven't used Beidou in such a long time. If ever I do want to build Beidou, if ever I do want to use her, I put Gravestone on her. And if I need to use Gravestone on someone else, I'll probably level up this weapon for Beidou. I originally built Beidou way back then when I was still using Razor, cause Razor's DPS really isn't that good. And of course, way back then, the emblem set wasn't even out, so the emblem set wasn't even out, so I didn't have the emblem set on Beidou. Now, recently, I just put the emblem set on her because I have a lot of emblem pieces now. Because I have not stopped farming emblem domain ever since it came out. I have not stopped. I just think it's such a valuable domain. Which characters did I triple crown? I think I only ever triple crowned one character, which is on my first account. And other than that, there's no one else that I built. Yeah, I haven't built anyone yet. Anyone else. So those are all my built characters. Oh, that's alright, no problem. Thanks for stopping by, Miggy. Thank you, you too. Have a good day, man. The character that I triple crowned is Diluc on my first account because I triple crowned him because I thought it was a good investment. At the time, it was, and then things just started getting harder. Enemies starting to get more HP, and then Diluc just kind of fell off. Yeah, bye, Miggy. But please don't take me saying that I only farm artifacts now as you should do that too. It really depends on what point your account is at, I think. And again, I'm not telling you that there's this should be this should be that. You really can just do whatever you want. Every time I say should, I really mean Like, I'm talking about just being efficient and such. Like, just being efficient and, you know, just getting to account strength and progression as quickly as possible. Oh, your AR-58. Oh, okay. I think, yeah. It really depends. So AR-58, in most cases, people already have a lot of the characters that they want and need already built, and they already have them at least, and that's fine. I would actually have to take a look at your account to give you a very solid conclusion. But just as a general rule of thumb, I usually recommend, like, if you just choose, if your goal is to 36-star Abyss, because other than Abyss, there's really no other reason to, you know, to get stronger characters. Because the overworld, what are you gonna kill in the overworld? You can kill everything here, like, without even investing that much effort. So in Abyss, if your only goal is to 36-star Abyss, then just pick 2 main DPSs, or at least in some cases, in some teams, there isn't really like a main DPS, but some teams, like, all the characters are the DPSs, like they all deal damage. Still can't 9-star 4, 11, 4, 12, having 4. Oh my goodness! Wow. Okay. Hey, that's what I love to do. That's what I love to do. Helping out people progress in Abyss.
From the back, it looks like a ledger, but it seems they also use it as a site log.
So, if you you know what? Okay, here's what I want you to do. So, go, because we can't, you know, you can't really send images here in YouTube chat. So, like, maybe not now, like maybe later. I want you to send me a screenshot of, oh, I can't show you the screen yet.
We don't know who wrote it.
Get on the Discord, and I want you to send a screenshot of the list of characters you have, and okay, I'll show you the screens that I want you to take a screenshot of.
Look,
later,
it says right
after
there,
this dialogue.
one of them's already been promoted to team leader. At this rate, by the time the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan is ready to roll, they'll be the technical backbone of the team. That'll give them the chance to take a lot of liberties. They can copy any secret texts or steal any treasure they find under. Imagine if we didn't suspect anything. By the time Jur-E recommends the Blackcliff Forge for the excavation project, at most we would maybe do a fresh background check on the place.
Oh, please don't worry. There's hardly anyone on my Discord. Yeah, I really only meant for I only created my Discord for situations like this. Because some people come in here and, like, ask for tips, but I can't give them a specific advice if I don't know their situation.
No red flags if all they did was change some key staff. And even if we decided to vet the staff individually, they'd have had more than enough time by then to come up with. That's the advantage of planning this far in advance. It was a clever.
When you put it like that, it all makes sense. If we hadn't found this out, someone else would have stolen the treasure.
Yeah, don't worry. There's hardly anyone on the Discord.
So,
there's probably like
really
less than 10 people there.
That's a question for the newcomers. But let's start with that worker over there for now.
Okay, so I'm going to take a screenshot of this screen. Oh, so on Zhongli, please stop. Not now. Okay. So yeah, of this screen, like, and then like show me all the characters you have, and then like in the screenshot maybe like I don't know, like in the screenshot like circle like all the characters and the teams that you want to build. Yeah, the teams that you want to build and the characters that you want to, you know, to use. And I'll come up with a way to, you know, to make a team based on them and thinking of the current Spiral Abyss, and that screen as well as in your bag, like your weapons. Like take a screenshot of your weapons. Like maybe you don't have to take a screenshot of all of them. Like maybe just maybe all the 4 stars. Yeah, maybe just all the 4 stars, and that's it. Yeah, that's kind of like the big thing about Genshin. Is like, and I actually, yeah, when was it? I think it was this Monday. Yeah, I stream almost every single Monday. I actually no, I do stream every single Monday. The only times I don't stream on Monday are when I have something to do or when I'm traveling. And yeah, this Monday I streamed, and like, where's a part in the stream where I talked about some ideas about that Genshin could actually implement and help with the what is it? With the resin thing. Like, it would fix so many things, honestly. It would fix I talked about the storage problem. I talked about the nothing to do problem, and I talked about the not the resin problem. What is it? The artifact problem. And the problems I'm talking about is that Genshin is becoming so big in file size, and as well as so the nothing to do problem that I was talking about is just there's nothing to do for someone who's only here for the combat. There's nothing for them to do. They 9-star Abyss on day 1 when it resets, and then there's nothing to do except dailies and resin. And my other solution was together one solution. I had one solution for both Abyss. No, not Abyss. For both the nothing to do problem and the artifact problem. And the artifact problem I'm talking about was that artifacts are so hard to farm for. Plus the fact that they're so hard to farm for because of the way they made it work. Like the artifact, the main stat, the substat problem, it's so like there's probably 1 in like several million chances for you to get the perfect artifact because there's so much RNG involved. And of course, an indirect way to solve that would be to give us more resin, but of course MiHoYo doesn't want us to have more resin. They're probably never going to decrease the time for resin generation. Yeah, and that would be it, really. That would be the main way to give us more resin. But then the other indirect way to give us more resin was the other solution that I mentioned in the stream. And I actually put a timestamp on it for just in case people find the video and just want to see what ideas I had. I thought it was great. It's not everything that players wanted, but my ideas were realistic because there weren't everything that players want, but then there were also something that wasn't too much. It was just they wouldn't be giving us much. They would only be giving us a little bit more, but the goal that they would give us would be just to essentially keep getting stronger, because right now there's no reason to keep getting stronger once you're at a certain point. And that my idea was it created a way for us to keep wanting to be stronger because you want to do it faster, and you want to do it faster so you can keep getting stronger, and then that becomes a cycle. And I thought it was great, and I'm sure that some smarter people can come up with a better solution than I have, but I just wish that MiHoYo would at least think about it. I don't know. Yep. Okay, well, I'm not on Discord right now, and I'll probably get on Discord like after I finish this quest. I really just want to get this quest over with, but I also kind of want to see what happens in the story, because this is the first time I'm doing it. But I'm just gonna speed run through this on my other accounts.
About the newcomers.
You want them to teach you or something? I gotta say, these newcomers are in tip-top shape. Fast learners, too. They're picking up all the skills unbelievably fast. My only complaint is that they're always going out drinking at night, but they never let us join them.
Wait. Oh, is that you, Victoria? Sending these screenshots? MMD Riza. Yeah, it is you. Yeah, that's you, right? And what is this? My Tsumiki. Is that you? Lettuce? Sorry. I'm not. Yeah.
I guess they just need some time to adjust. I'm sure we'll get to know each other over time.
They go out drinking. This area isn't exactly renowned for the nightlife. I'm guessing it's a long trip to the nearest tavern.
You got that right. They tell me they go all the way back to Liyue Harbor to drink. It rained after work today, so they actually stuck around at the site for a while. But as soon as the rain stopped, they went out drinking again right away.
So, okay, well, I'm looking at Discord now. Hang on. So, Victoria, do you need, do you want any help? So, okay, I see your screenshot of weapons. Wow, you have, okay, you have a lot of 4-star ones. That's good. That's good. So Victoria, could you send me a screenshot of your characters? Like the screen that I just showed just now. Like go into your character screen and then like click the little button at the bottom left and then just give me a screenshot of all your characters.
Interesting. Let's go talk somewhere else.
Yeah, and you could do the same too, my Tamiki.
Looks like our hunch was on the Mora. These newcomers are very suspicious. Drinking in Liyue Harbor, huh? Some cover story. I'll wager they've been going to intelligence updates. Good thing it rained today. It means they'll leave footprints. I doubt they'd give themselves away that easily, but let's follow them and try our luck.
That's alright. Yeah, I don't know. Like, if you want to, I just want to help out, really.
They went that way! Hurry, we gotta catch up!
Which way? That way? I'm dumb. Oh, it's even on the map. I can see them. I mean, when you say everyone, it sounds like there's so many people in the on Discord, but there really aren't. Like you look at like how is that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, 9 people. Yep, exactly. Less than 10 people. Don't worry. It's just us, and most of those aren't even very active on Discord.
Just as I thought. They didn't go to Liyue Harbor. They went that way.
Oh god, this is so disorienting. Like, as soon as I sprint towards the location, it like forces my camera to look at a certain spot. Oh, there they are.
The footprints stop here.
Yeah, don't worry, Maya. It's only us, really. And I mean, you're AR-58, Victoria's AR-48, right? So,
judging from the direction,
yeah, you don't have to be ashamed of him,
their
really.
destination was that abandoned.
What am I looking for? Okay, I guess these things. Let me go. Pile of leaves. Find clues. Oh wow, you weren't kidding, Victoria. You don't have that many characters. I just alt-tabbed real quick. I saw your characters. But at least you have 2 potential DPSs.
Too late.
I'm looking at it right now. So at least you have, okay, you have Xingqiu, you have Diluc. So you have Diluc, and you have Zhao. So, and you have Zhongli too. That's really good. Wow. You're AR-48 and you have those characters. Oh my goodness. And that's good. Okay. Okay, Victoria, I have a question for you. Do you really want to use Diluc? Because if you really want to use Diluc, then yeah, sure, you could keep using Diluc. But Xiangling is stronger than Diluc. So if your goal is just power, use Xiangling. Use Xiangling. Um, okay. So I'm looking at your character list right now, Victoria, and so one of your teams could be Zhongli, Zhao, Jean, and then whoever else you want, a flex slot. Though you can't use Beidou on your Zhao team because Zhao doesn't do normal attacks. Yes, unfortunately, Diluc is outdated right now, and I'm really salty about that because I invested so much into Diluc on my first account. I triple crowned him. Like earlier, you asked me who I triple crowned. I triple crowned Diluc. I triple crowned him. I spent like 8 months in the Crimson Domain just for him, and I put everything I had into him, and he's outdated. So for your fourth slot in your Zhao team, you can really use whoever you want. Maybe someone that deals off-field damage, like you could put Fischl in there, or even just Rosaria, whoever really. Just anyone that can deal off-field damage. For your other team, you have National, Bennett, Xingqiu, Xiangling, and then your fourth character could be whoever you want it to be. You could do Beidou, and then you would be doing like what's called overvapes. So it's like overloaded because like when you do electrocharged. No, really. Like Xiangling is actually very straightforward to build. Oh, you gotta go. Oh, that's okay. I'll just leave you. So I'll just message you on Discord later then. Victoria, thanks for stopping by though. Yeah, I'll just message you on Discord my recommendations. Yeah, thanks for stopping by. Take care, Victoria. Xiangling is actually very straightforward to build. She's just like any other DPS. She's just like any other DPS. She scales with attack, but because of the emblem set, you don't have to focus on just attack now. So Xiangling does need depending on your team. If you don't have Raiden Shogun, bye Victoria. Thank you. Take care, man. So if you don't have Raiden Shogun, so you're gonna wanna give her the same stats as any DPS would, which is attack, crit rate, crit damage. But Xiangling has a high burst energy cost, so you want to give her a good amount of energy recharge too. So 180 would be pretty good, but it really depends on your team. If you don't have Raiden Shogun, then 180 would be a good starting point. Anywhere above that, 200 would be okay. That would be very comfortable. 220 or 240 I think would be too much, but of course it would just make it so much easier. But then because of the way emblem set works, giving her more energy recharge does not mean that you're just completely losing damage. So even though you're giving her more energy, let's say for example you give her an energy recharge weapon instead of an attack weapon, and then you give her an energy recharge sans instead of an attack sans, your emblem set is still giving you burst damage bonus based on your energy recharge. So even though you're kind of losing damage from replacing attack with energy recharge, but your 4-piece emblem set is still giving you damage. Of course, more attack will still equal to more damage, but the difference isn't really that big. Especially at lower investments, the damage does get a little bigger at really high investments. But really early on, I would just recommend giving her a level 90 weapon, and there is a completely free weapon in the game. Unfortunately, you kind of have to give up some of your sanity for it. And what I mean is fishing. You have to go fishing. Yeah. Oh, you already have it. R3, okay. You already have it's R3. And you have a lot of 5-star weapons. Wow. Oh my goodness, you even have Skyward Pride. I wish I had Skyward Pride on my third account. Oh, you even have Kill of Favonia on for Bennett. Very nice. Okay. All right. Victoria, could you send me a what is it? A screenshot of your
This has gotta be
your
where
character
the newcomers
list.
rendezvous with whoever they're working for. But all the evidence has been destroyed. Look at these ashes. Someone was burning documents not long before we arrived.
Could there be anything left? Maybe the wind could have blown the fire out before everything was finished burning.
The odds of that are very slim. It's practically impossible. I've checked. All the paper's been burned. There's only ash left now.
Why don't we wait for them back at the Black Cliff Forge? They've got to go back there sooner or later.
Which weapon? Oh, the catch? Yeah, it is. It's an insane weapon. Right now you don't. Well, I mean that's actually why I asked for a screenshot of your character list, so that I could see which characters you raised.
We can't count on that. Clearly they were based here at one point, but it's mysteriously abandoned now. To me, that says that whoever's behind this has moved them somewhere else, to throw our investigation off course.
Darn! Guess this is where a trail runs cold.
Make no mistake, the purpose of our trip wasn't to find any solid evidence. We just need to figure out who's behind Jur-E. I smelled something peculiar the moment I came in. Those newcomers probably thought they'd be safe as long as they burned the letters. But what they failed to consider is that paper and ink from different regions produce different odors when they're burned.
Really? Paimon can't smell anything. Do you smell anything?
There is a certain place with a freezing cold climate where there's nothing but ice as far as the eye can see. Some wealthy people there put floral fragrance in their ink as a way of injecting a little romance into their writing. When that fragrant ink is burned, this is the exact odor that it leaves behind. Exactly. The evidence will soon be blown away by the wind, so it's nothing we can arrest anyone with. But it's all I need. Now I know who we're dealing with. I can
Lady Yelan! Oh, thank goodness I finally found you. I thought I'd never see you again.
Don't be alarmed. This is Upei. He's Wenyuan and Shanghua's colleague. I sent him to look into Jur-E's regular contacts. Since Jur-E likes fishing, Upei thought he might know some of the fishermen and sailors, so he took a boat out to sea to ask around. I left him a note at Yanshang Tea House telling him to look for me at Black Cliff Forge when he got back. If there'd been an ambush waiting for us there, it means we'd have had some backup.
Oh, there it is. I see it. All right. Oh no. On mobile, it doesn't. Oh no, this is the character archive. Yeah? Yeah. This is the character archive. No, I can't see their levels yet. Sorry. I can't see their levels here. Could you just check into the character screen? Yeah, because I was like, I went, oh no, because I thought that on mobile it doesn't display their levels. And then I realized, yeah, this is character archive. So no, don't, not in the character archive, but just in your character screen.
So, what did you find out at sea?
Forgive my incompetence. I'm afraid I've come up empty-handed. I asked all the fishermen multiple times, but none of them had any interactions with Jur-E before. Then the waves got so choppy I ended up falling overboard. Fortunately, someone managed to drag me out. When I got back, I heard that you'd gone to Black Cliff Forge and might need backup, so I went straight there as fast as I could. Didn't even stop to change my clothes.
Well, Uncle Tien said that
Sure,
Jur-E
my
once
pleasure.
got a recipe from one of the fishermen. Did you hear anything about that at all?
Yeah, I love helping people out, because, well, I mean, you know, I'm bored. I want to keep building characters on my accounts, but I don't have the resin to. Because I want to keep, you know, making the characters that I've already built stronger. And yeah, that's the problem. And that's why I like helping out other people, because it gives me the chance to build other characters that I don't have the resources to do.
What? That's news to me. No, that's not possible. It's absolutely not possible. Lady Yelan, I'm telling you, I spoke to every single fisherman out there, and none of them mentioned anything about a recipe.
Interesting. Then I wonder how that even more wonderful fish soup came about.
Fish soup? What fish soup?
Nothing. Our priority right now is to find a way to get our hands on some solid evidence. Well, any suggestions?
Oh boy, you're building Hu Tao. Okay. I'm honestly not looking forward to building Hu Tao. Yeah, cause so
Not a bad idea. Upe, what do you think?
I prefer to build Hu Tao with 4-piece Crimson because the only other really good artifact set on her, I guess this other set could work too. 4-piece Crimson and 2-piece Crimson and 2-piece Wanderer's Troop. But that would only work for Vaporize Hu Tao. It would not work for a mono Pyro team. And yeah, but other than that, like, I prefer to build her with yeah, no one likes that domain. Yeah, that's true. It is absolute pain. Yeah, I prefer to build Hu Tao with 4-piece Crimson because I don't like building her with 4-piece Shimenawa. Because because if you have 4-piece Shimenawa, that means that you're hardly gonna ever be able to use your burst, which is okay because Hu Tao wants to be low HP. But what if you do need to heal? Most of Hu Tao's teams don't have healers. And it's kind of like a panic button, I guess, right? Like, it's kind of like a panic button, and it's a huge chunk of damage too. Like, I very casually do like 200k vapes with her burst at low HP, and it's insane. Like, it's crazy. It's not an insignificant amount of damage, although it does give you more charge attack damage, and I think that might make up for losing out on your burst, but you lose out on your panic button. You know, if you have 4-piece, what is it? If you have 4-piece, the Shimenawa. But again, if you don't want 4-piece Shimenawa, the other option that I could recommend is 2-piece Crimson. If you already have good 2-piece, like 2 pieces of Crimson, and then I recommend using that, and 2-piece Wanderers, if you can get it.
Honestly, I've already tried following Juri, but the guy's too cautious. Never meets with anyone suspicious.
Okay, so tailing's out.
No, we'll still need to tail him. But first, we need to do some groundwork.
Oh, there it is. I see it. Okay. Wow, you have so many characters. You built so many characters too. Oh my goodness. Wow. Okay. You even 90'd some of them. Ayaka? Okay. You have Ayaka. You even 90'd Toma? Okay. Building. Okay, so you have Ayaka potentially on one team, and you also have Ayato. You have a lot of options on your account. Artifacts. Now I don't have a lot. Okay, so I think. Hang on. So okay, your your Xiangling is not built, and that's fine. That's fine. But you don't have a team to utilize Bennett. Do you have Bennett? Okay, you do have Bennett. Bennett's 990. Okay, I guess you have Zhao. Zhao could benefit from Bennett. Level 90 Toma for Ayaka. Oh, okay. Wait, what? Wait, that would melt. That's gonna do melt. If you put because if you're doing charged attacks with Ayaka, she's gonna melt. Either she's gonna melt or Toma's gonna melt, and the latter you don't want to do because Toma doesn't do any damage. Of course, his shield, right? If you want shields, sure. But then the melt is what you don't want to do with Ayaka because most people prefer to use most people, yeah, because like so it's fine if you melt with Ayaka, but then Ayaka doesn't have a single big hit of cryo. Her big DPS comes from her burst, and her second like source of damage is her charged attacks, which I don't know how much, I don't know the math, but I would most of her damage, like a good chunk of her damage comes from her burst. Like I would say 80 or 90%, but her burst is not one big hit, right? Like I'm sure you already know that. It's not one big hit. It's more like that. It's like a lot of smaller hits. So, and it's impossible to melt all of that. And because it's hitting cryo so often, it's hitting cryo so quickly, what's gonna happen there is as you're normal or charge attacking with Ayaka and triggering what's his name? Toma's burst. Toma's gonna be the one melting, which is not gonna do good damage because Toma doesn't do damage. He barely does damage. His scalings are very, very low, and no matter how hard you try, it's just very. Hey, what's up, Victoria? Good to see you again. With Toma, it's just very hard to make Toma to do damage, just because Toma was not made for that. Honestly, my first impression of Toma is that Toma feels like a character that was made to be Yoimiya's support. Because when you use his shield starts out weak, and then it gets stronger as you keep doing normal attacks. And what characters in the game do a lot of normal attacks? And of course, that would be the national team because you want to do normal attacks to trigger Xingqiu's rain swords, or Yoimiya, who just spams normal attacks. Yes, that is correct, Yoimiya. Kokomi and Ayaka partner now. Yes, Kokomi is. Oh my goodness, you have a Kokomi. Yeah, that's right. Yes, put Kokomi and Ayaka together. They are insane. So you have Mona too. So okay. You have choices. You have two good choices. Depending on who you're using, you could use, and it depends on what enemies are in the game. If they are, and if it's AoE content, like for example in Abyss, let's say for example it's just a lot more enemies, like a lot of smaller enemies, then Kokomi would just be better. Kokomi or Mona with Ayaka would just be better. But if it's like one or two big high HP enemies, then Xingqiu Ayaka would be better. What you doing for 12? 11 to 12 is the hardest. Okay. Let me just get out of this dialogue real quick.
When you've worked in intelligence for a long time, you'll understand that no one can stay on high alert forever. Especially when he thinks tomorrow morning I'll announce his victory at your high pavilion. Take a guess what you think. Be sure to arrive on time. You won't want to miss the show.
Okay, so I'm gonna go to Abyss real quick, so I could remember what the enemies there are at. So yeah, Victoria, we were just talking about. I was still very slowly going through the quest again, but I was talking to Victoria about what she could do on her account. If you want to see the state of her account, she sent screenshots in on Discord. Hang on. Okay, so floor 11 and floor 12. So, all right, floor 11. So this is okay. Do you have Venti and or Kazuha? Okay, so you don't have Kazuha, but you have Venti, and that's fine. Because you also have a raised Zhao, and Zhao, although Zhao doesn't have crowd control, he does have very good AoE. So for 11-1, hang on, let me think. Okay, so you want to use a team that can utilize Venti, and you have Ayato. So Venti, yeah. So you have Venti, and Venti is people. I don't know if you hear what other people think, but so many people think that say that Kazuha is better than Venti, and in a lot of cases, yes, that is true, because a lot of characters cannot synergize with Venti because of the way his burst works. He has the best crowd control in the game because of his burst, but then it's also limited to smaller enemies, which 11-1 has. Now, there is a slight difficulty in using Venti's burst, especially if there are enemies like these, like the Metaturals, because they cannot be sucked into Venti's vortex, and so you have to aim it right. And it does take a bit of practice to get it right every single time, especially in a fast-paced environment like that. But once you aim it right, because of course what's gonna happen is the Metaturals, some of them are gonna target the monolith, so you want to aim it there. And of course, because you're gonna have to start hitting them, you're also gonna be there. And because you have, hang on. Okay, right. So you could even use this team. You could even use. So it's up to you. You could use, because, and I mentioned Ayato because when you're in Ayato's E, hang on, was that you that had Ayato, or am I thinking of someone else? It was you, okay. Sorry, I thought it was Victoria. So you have Ayato. Oh my goodness, and you have Yaimiko too. Wow, are you F2P? You look like your account looks like a small spender, like a dolphin. Yeah, your account looks like a dolphin, or maybe you are AR58. So your account has been here for a good amount of time and has generated a lot of primos, and maybe you just prioritized getting characters. Okay. Yeah, no wonder why you have a lot of characters, especially some of the characters that came out back to back, like Yaimiko and Ayato. They came out back to back. Yeah, okay. So I'm saying Ayato will be an okay pairing for Venti, because you need Venti here to make this brain dead easy, to at least make one of these two sides brain dead easy. So Venti for crowd control, and then your other team is going to be a Zhao team, because you don't have any other good crowd control units. You do have Sucrose, and you could do with that, and it really depends if you want that, but Sucrose's burst doesn't have very good uptime. And it's up to you. You could do like a taser team, Beidou, like the Sucrose taser team, which is like a Sucrose, Beidou, Xingqiu, and whoever else. Yeah, maybe a healer, maybe a shielder, whoever. Kairagi can't be sucked in by Venti. Yes, so that's why we're gonna put Venti on the first half. And then your where you're gonna be focusing your damage on, like Ayato's damage on, will be the Metatrolls. And then I would say, okay, you built Rosaria too, and this is good because you could do freeze. You could do freeze. So you could put, okay, alright, here's a team. Venti, Rosaria, Ayato, and Kokomi. Kokomi or Mona. Or, it's up to you, because you already have Cryo with Rosaria, and you already have Hydro with Ayato. And it's up to you if you want healing, then you could go with what's her name? Kokomi. Or if you want more damage, you can go with either Mona or Ayaka. So either would be fine. And that would be your team for the first half of 11 Chamber 1. Floor 11 Chamber 1. Your second half would just be a traditional Zhao team. Traditional Zhao team, do you have Zhongli? Let me see. You don't have Zhongli. Okay, so you don't have Zhongli, but you do have Toma raised. Toma's a decent shielder. So you could do a Zhao team with Toma as your shielder. Give him Bennett for healing. Or Diona. Diona works too. It depends, whoever you're more comfortable with. But if you're gonna use Toma as your shielder for Zhao, you're gonna need to play in a certain way. Like, you know how some people, I don't know if you've seen some people play Zhao, like they do a normal attack before they plunge, normal attack, plunge, normal attack, plunge. If you're gonna use Toma as your shielder, you're gonna have to play like that. You're gonna need to do normal attack, plunge, normal attack, plunge. But if you want to just keep spamming plunge attacks, then I would recommend Diona. I would recommend Diona because then you would have Bennett and Diona for your healing. So in case Bennett's burst is down, you have Diona's healing, and you get Diona's shields, and you also get Bennett's buff. So Zhao, Diona, Bennett, and then you could use either Sucrose as your battery. Hang on, let me see. Do you have sacrificial fragments? You have R2, and that's fine. Yeah, you have R2 sac frags and sac frag. What else? Oh, you even have the PlayStation bow. Okay. Or they say nick her. Nick her. What's that? Oh no. Did I just lag out? That was weird. I don't know what bow is that. I think that's the I've never seen it before, but I think that's the PlayStation bow. It was you're using it on Aloy. Yeah, Aloy is wearing it right now. It's on your second weapon screenshot. What's nick her, Victoria? You even have good weapons for them. You have what's it called, the um yeah, so we're gonna, yeah. Okay, you have, what's it called? Primordial Jade Spear on Zhao. Huh. Okay, you have Skyward Harp. We kind of don't want to go make that go to waste though. So I guess off-field damage dealer. So your Zhao team could be that. Yeah. Like Zhao, Diona, or Toma, depending on who you want. Bennett. No, okay, never mind. Yeah, your other team, your other character would be, your fourth character there would have to be either Sucrose or Jean for, you know, to help battery Zhao. By battery, I mean, you know, to help give Zhao more energy, so that you could spam his burst more often. Yeah, those would be your teams, really. Your other team, again, Venti, Ayato, or Rosaria. And then your fourth character would be up to you. If you want healing, then you go for Kokomi. If you want more damage, you either go for what's her name? Ayaka? Oh, sorry. Ayaka or Mona. Yeah, and those would be your choices. And that's for Chamber 1. No, that was just to specifically deal with this one. So this is how I build teams. So I take a look at one of them, and then I build a team specifically to combat that floor or that chamber. And then I look at the other chambers and see if those two teams work on those. So we had a freeze team on the first half, and that looks like it's not gonna work on the first half of chamber 2. Now your Zhao team should still work here. Same thing. Your Zhao team should still work here. You do have to deal with their shields quickly. Yeah. So this one's not a problem. You have to deal with the Hydro guy as soon as you can, and then the Pyro guy as soon as you can. The Electro guy is not a problem because if you're gonna use Diona, you already have cryo to break his shield. Okay, yeah, so that's fine. Now the first half is the big problem here. First half is the big problem here because we were using a freeze team for this, and now it looks like that's not gonna work. We're gonna need a Pyro team for this because this is all cryo, and we need Pyro for this. So chamber 3, okay, no elements, so it doesn't matter. So this one, chamber 3 Zhao team should still work for this. It is kind of annoying with these Vishaps because they keep getting knocked back every time you plunge, but it should still be fine. You just have to kind of keep chasing after them. So, okay, looks like we're gonna need a Pyro team for here. And among what you have, so here's another team that you could use. You could just go with National and Venti. I know that Venti really has nothing to do in that team. Venti's only job, and this is so that you don't have to keep switching teams and redoing Abyss. This is just, I'm looking for a way for you to be able to just do it with one team. And just do it all in one run. So, and I've done that before. It was the Abyss with the 3 Lectors. I used the national team, which is Xingqiu, Bennett, Xiangling, and Venti, just because Venti fixed a problem in one of the floors on floor 12 of the previous Abyss. And in this case, Venti does fix a problem, which is to crowd control the smaller hilichurls, right? And your national team, because national just does so much damage, it deals with the enemies. It immediately deals with killing the enemies. And now the problem is that Xiangling was going to be built, but I decided to build Hu Tao first. Oh, yeah, that's right. I forgot you have Hu Tao. Okay, well, Hu Tao is very, very single target, but you can still make it work. You would just have to play. You would have to be a bit more careful. Like, you would have to really, really target the big guys, like the meter turtles. I think 2 of the 3 meter turtles target the monolith, and that's fine. And I think you could use Hu Tao there because they're targeting the monolith. You can then attack them from behind using Hu Tao, and I think Hu Tao will be fine because I noticed that you haven't built Xiangling yet, and that's fine. So, but then in that, the problem there is that you do have you have Xingqiu. Okay, Xingqiu's built and Toma's built. Okay, so you could use Hu Tao with Toma. Toma could be a good shielder for her. And then Xingqiu, of course, Vape. Now, I don't know how the interactions there are going to work because you're going to be applying so much Pyro because of Toma's burst and from Hu Tao. But I do understand that Xingqiu does apply a lot of Hydro. And that's what you want. You want enemies to always have Hydro on them as much as possible. I've never seen that interaction before. I don't know if Xingqiu applies enough Hydro for both Toma and Hu Tao. I know that Xingqiu applies more than enough Hydro for Hu Tao alone, but I don't know about both of them. Okay, so yeah, that could be an option just so you wouldn't have to, you wouldn't have to raise Xiangling. So Hu Tao, Toma, Xingqiu, and who else? Yeah. That was an option. Like, who else would you want on that team? Oh, Venti, yeah. Yeah, Venti for crowd control again. So, yeah, that's actually not bad. The only thing that you would have it wouldn't give you a problem, but it would be a bit annoying. I think one of the Meta Trills targets you instead of the monolith. And I think they're one of the ones with the rock shields. And because they're gonna target you, it's gonna be you're gonna have to keep waiting for them to drop their guard and attack them. And that's fine because the monolith defense, there's no time limit on this. Yeah, there's no time limit on this, so it's not a big deal. But yeah, you could use that. So again, first half Venti, Hu Tao, Toma, and Xingqiu. Second half Zhao, Diona, Bennett, and Sucrose. But then you have to put your sacrificial fragment on Sucrose, and whenever you swap to Sucrose, is your Sucrose leveled? Hang on. Yeah, okay, she's leveled, so she'll have a good amount of HP. But since Diona's shield is not very, very strong, but it is at least a pretty decent shield. So you want to be careful when you swap over to Sucrose. Just when you swap to Sucrose, you just do your skills, use your skills, and and if you want to, you could use her burst too, so that you could do a little bit of crowd control. And then you swap over to Zhao so that you could catch the particles, and then you do your Zhao skill before you burst. Because when you use your burst before you skill, Zhao doesn't generate particles when you use his skill in his burst. So that's why you want to use his burst. You want to use his skill before you burst so you could catch the particles from there. And why I said you want to... what's it called? You want to use your Sucrose skill before you swap to Zhao is that... And that's in case you don't have Zhao's burst ready, so that you could catch the animal particles from Sucrose on Zhao. And then right before you, when your burst is ready, do your Zhao skills before you use your burst so that you could generate particles and you catch it on Zhao, and then now you're plunging already. Yeah, I think that deals with everything. Now of course I haven't seen your builds yet. So I don't know how well that's gonna work. I haven't seen your builds yet. If your builds are already pretty good, or if they're good enough. But for floor 11, as long as they're decent, they should be definitely good enough. Floor 12. So okay, I'm definitely gonna have to. Okay, so you have Hu Tao already, so you could deal with that. Floor 12 is a bit annoying because you need Pyro for the second half here. No, that's fine. That's fine. You don't need to level up Sacrificial Fragments because Sucrose is not going to do any damage. The only reason why Sucrose is there is just to generate particles for Zhao. You don't even need to put 4-piece Viridescent on Sucrose because there's, well, you're not gonna deal elemental damage. Yeah, you don't even need to put 4-piece Viridescent on Sucrose. You just need to make sure to give her artifacts with HP, just so she doesn't die. And if you want to, you could put 4-piece Noblesse on her, so that when you use Sucrose's burst, she would give everyone the Noblesse buff before, right before you swap to Zhao. Or you could also choose to, if you have, like, I don't know, if you have Noblesse on Diona, that's fine too. You use Diona's burst before you use Diona's burst before you get on Zhao and use his burst. Yeah, and that's pretty much it. Like, just have at least one Noblesse Oblige set user, 4-piece Noblesse Oblige user in your Zhao team. And then if you feel like you have too much energy on Zhao already, you could choose to use the Thrilling Tales of the Dragon Slayers on Sucrose. And how that, do you know how the Thrilling Tales works? So how the Thrilling Tales works is just get it to Refinement 5. You don't even need to level it. Oh, it's the next day. So just get it to Refinement 5. You don't even need to level it up. Just get it to Refinement 5, put it on Sucrose, and then, so when you swap to Sucrose, make sure that you use Sucrose's skill, you use her burst, and then you swap to Zhao. Don't swap to anyone else, you have to swap to Zhao. And when you swap to Zhao, the Thrilling Tales Catalyst is going to give Zhao a 48% attack buff. Yeah, and that's how it works. But if you feel like Zhao doesn't have enough energy to spam his burst, then I would recommend using Sacrificial Fragments instead. I think my Zhongli just died.
It looks like we're all here. Well then, time for me to announce the results of the assessment process. I won't drone on about the importance of the Tianshu role. Suffice to say that Uncle Tian entrusted me with the monumentally important task of assessing the candidates. And now, it falls to me to give him a satisfactory answer.
I mean, if you want to, I don't know where you're watching me on YouTube on. If you're watching me on your PC, and you could do it right now on your phone, actually.
All of us here know the score. Don't beat around the bush. Just get on with it.
Qianwei has many pioneering ideas, but some of his plans are lacking in detail, and he easily gets into testy exchanges with other people. Mingguo is reliable, but not quite ambitious enough. and because of his personality, he struggles to win people over. In contrast, Zhi is evenly balanced across the board and enjoys an excellent reputation in Liyue. After much consideration, I have decided to recommend Zhi to the Liyue Qixing.
What?
Oh, congratulations.
Sure, it's my pleasure. Sorry, my wife is just talking to me.
Thank you. Honestly, I'm a little surprised to hear my name being announced. In my estimation, all three of us are worthy candidates for the Tianshu position. As your competitor, I've become keenly aware of your great talents. Would either of you entertain the possibility of working with me in the future and taking on some of my workload?
I'll have to see. I'm in a bad mood. This is the last thing I want to be thinking about right now.
I don't mind, as long as I can help.
Okay, well, that's all from me. Zhi, you'll have some preparation to do. It won't be long before you're informed of your official appointment. I hope you will work hard and make Uncle Tien proud.
I will live up to the Tianshu name. On this, you have my word. I should go. I need to pack my things, and then I think a celebratory meal is in order. Would anyone like to join me?
Count me out. I'm not in the mood for a celebration.
Zhi seems pretty relaxed now. This would be a good time to
Hey, Traveler! Tell me something. What exactly does that guy have that I don't? If you can't answer that, I'm not accepting this result.
I, also wouldn't mind knowing.
Oh no, if we get stuck here, we won't be able to leave!
Follow him.
Yes, ma'am.
We finally got rid of
Lady Yelan, Jury has gone towards Feiyun Slope.
Follow him, quickly.
So Jury really sided with the Fatui? But Uncle Tien thinks so highly of him. Why would he do this?
Difficult to say, but everything should become a lot clearer when we find him.
I'm sorry, Lady Yelan. We lost him. He's too good at this. We weren't able to keep following him without being seen.
managed to shake Yelan's subordinates. I guess Juri didn't let his guard down. Still as vigilant as ever.
No, Upe says he's much more relaxed than usual. Maybe it's just how—
How?
Don't blame yourselves. Let's not forget he was trained by Uncle Tien himself. Evading detection is not an unusual skill for him to have. If I'd asked you to tail Uncle Tien, you'd have ended up at a dead end too. It's fine. So, where did you lose him?
Shinue Kiosk. He only went in briefly. Upe and I were watching outside the whole time. A few moments later, a man dressed in a completely different outfit came out. Upe had a feeling that it was him, but we couldn't get close enough to check without blowing our cover. I figured that if we spooked him, it would undo what we've accomplished today so far. Another option would have been to arrest him there and then, but without any evidence, that would have been meaningless. So I stopped Upe, and I stayed here to wait for you while that meathead went to ask around in Shinue Kiosk.
Good work. The fish didn't take the bait, but that's okay. As long as he's still swimming around, we'll find a way to catch him eventually. The key is figuring out what he's trying to achieve. Let's go to Shinue Kiosk.
Could you explain to me how that works? A guy like him comes in, changes his whole outfit right under your nose, and you don't even ask him about it?
Our customers are free to dress however they please. What grounds would I have to question him?
Okay, fair enough, but didn't you think it was just a little—
Well, maybe I did, but it still doesn't give me the right to—
Enough. Let's tone this down a little. I'll make this quick. Just one question. What did he buy while he was—
Oh, he didn't buy anything. He just picked up a bottle of liquor that he ordered ages ago.
A bottle of liquor?
Yes, a very strong kind. Fiery, with a rich flavor. Not something the average customer would order. This gentleman ordered it in person from us a long time ago. He was only here today to pick it up.
Liquor and wineware. I see. Let's go.
Where to?
Shigu Antiques. Hey, Miss Linlong. Sorry to bother you. Zhi ordered a wanware set from you not long ago, right? We're friends of his. He's been telling us how impressed he is with the quality, considering how affordable it was. So we just had to come and take a look for ourselves.
Sure. Which model are you looking for?
We don't really know a whole lot about wineware. Let's just go with Zhi's choice. Would you be able to show us the one he bought?
Zhi picked up his set not long ago. As a quality imitation of an antique wineware set, it has the look and feel of a luxury item. Just so you're aware, we don't have many of this model left in stock. And now that Mr. Zhi has taken one, I'm afraid it may encourage the price to go up.
Don't worry. Price shouldn't be an issue. I'm sure we can work something out. But I'm just a little hazy on one thing. Did Zhi's wineware set include wine glasses, or...?
For this set, the wine glasses are sold separately. Minimum purchase is 1 glass, maximum is 4. Mr. Zhi bought 2.
Okay. Thanks, Linlong. Seems there's a little more to buying wineware than I first thought. We'll have to mull it over.
Well, don't take too long. We could sell out any day now. All right, see you next time.
This is turning into a real headache.
I'd just like to point out that we have the self-professed Grand Master of Fieldwork here to thank for being wholly incapable of tailing an ordinary civilian without being seen.
It's not like you did any better.
My specialty is information trading, okay? I don't have the physical agility. What's your excuse?
Fair point.
Yelan, so has the plan failed? Oh, if we can't figure out where Zhi went, there's not much we can do. But why was he buying liquor at Shinue Kiosk anyway? To celebrate?
If so, it's no ordinary celebration.
What do you mean?
First of all, Zhi isn't much of a drinker. On some level, he hates alcohol because of what it did to his father. If he was just looking to celebrate by himself, he wouldn't spend his meager savings on an expensive bottle of alcohol, let alone buy a pair of special wine glasses. No, this is a victory feast, held in honor of Zhi's private sponsor. Whoever this person is clearly enjoys hard liquor and has a very high status, hence the need for expensive-looking wineware. Now, where might we find Fatui who match that description, I wonder?
Fatui officials. Should be either the Snezhnayan Embassy or the Northland Bank.
Have both locations surrounded. Take as many people as you need.
Lady Yelan, is it time for us to make our move? If so, you can count me in.
Get with the program, would you? This is a covert surveillance operation. Zhi may be vigilant, but that doesn't mean the same is true for his drinking buddy. In which case, we don't need to change tactics. Just change who we're following.
Great idea! So we just need to find out who Juri bought that liquor for and follow them instead.
But Lady Yelan, if we get caught, this could become a major diplomatic incident.
I'm well aware. But don't you see? Juri is gambling everything on this. If we really want to catch him, we're going to have to accept a little risk ourselves. Stick to your orders, and make sure we're covering all other bases too. Anywhere else Juri might be going. I want eyes on those locations.
Yes, ma'am.
Don't worry, Lady Yelan. Juri may be a slippery character, but we'll keep a close watch on the movements of all Fatui officials.
I'll be waiting for you at the tea house. If I'm guessing correctly, Fatui officials are likely to take action at night. You should go and get ready. Then meet me at Yenshang Tea House.
Yo, have a blast. Very much, lady.
Not much action going on in this story quest, but it is a bit of a thrill to find out what's actually happening.
Osmanthus.
Perfect timing. Wenyuan just sent word that the Fatui ambassador, Yusupov, just left the embassy alone. He's heading in the direction of Qingshu Pool.
Qingshu Pool? That's the place Juri mentioned in his manifesto.
It looks like that's where they've arranged to meet. Sensible choice, I'll give them that. Qingshu Pool is always crawling with monsters. Most people wouldn't dream of going there. It's one place they won't need to worry about being seen.
Oh no, we gotta go get them.
Let's go. If my hunch is correct. This is Qingshu Pool, full of ruins, crawling with monsters. Anyone with any sense steers well clear of this place. I've looked into the place before. There's a worker's entrance somewhere around here. Follow me. There's been some work done on this place in the past, but it's a bit of a labyrinth inside. I can't guarantee we'll be safe once we're underground. The workers left an emergency access route. If we can find it, this will be a much easier journey. Still, be ready to fight at any moment. Any resistance needs to be taken out quickly and quietly. We don't want to attract too much.
Don't worry, we're all professionals here. By the way, Yelan, where are your 3 little helpers at?
They have other things to take care of first. We couldn't afford to wait for them, but they'll join us later.
Oh, cool. It's a domain. We're gonna be able to use Yelan here. Well, I mean, unfortunately, I already have her. They're gonna give us Yelan on the 5th slot in this one. What team would be good? They're gonna give us Yelan either way. Don't really need it. That would be nice. The Yelan team. Oh, that would be nice. Okay. Double
There's
Geo,
still a long road ahead.
Yelan and Shincho. Oh, my microphone was up. I was talking and my microphone was up. Alright, I'm gonna go grab a snack real quick. I'll be right back. How are you doing, my Tamiki? Did you try it out? I hope you're much better than me at mobile, because I'm horrible at mobile.
Gotcha. Witness the power of Kuwa. Know my sword.
As I expected. But this shouldn't be too much trouble.
Crumble!
Every time there's like a one-off domain, I'm always looking for extra chests and such.
I see that? That's gotta be the Matui ambassador here to meet Jui. Looks like he went through that door. That must be the emergency access route, right? Come on, let's hurry.
This is the construction workers' emergency access route, but it's closed tight. Trying to break through would be risky. Let's see if we can find another way.
Gather!
Rain Cutter! Rain outlines your fate.
Gather!
The water's gone down. Hey, look! Is that another way through?
Stabilize!
Busted! Take it easy.
Solidify!
Witness the power of Gugwa! Huh? Game's up. Time's over. Take it easy. The waters flowed into the groove, and now the statues have lit up. Okay, now we should be able to move the statues.
The door is open. Let's go!
We should be nearly at the bottom now. Let's wrap this up.
Hey, what's up, Mickey? You're back.
Stabilize!
No, my sword! Quietly now. Busted. Things are about to get dicey. Let me weave you a verse.
You're back? How are you doing today?
I can tell from the aroma that this is very fine liquor indeed. I'm impressed. Come on, bottoms up. After you, of course.
Sorry, that went down the wrong way. I've never drunk anything this strong before. It'll take me some getting used to.
Hey, what's up, Victoria? Yeah, it's still going. I haven't finished the quest yet.
You'll get there. If you want to stay friends with us, you have to drink with us.
But I am gonna have to get off in about an hour from now, though. I have to work in about an hour.
I'll do my best.
You're more of a lightweight than I thought. Already struggling after one glass? I thought you were made of sterner stuff. You certainly kept it together when you were poisoning your teacher's soup.
Here it's 3:38 in the afternoon.
Come on, another round. Less talking, more drinking.
Yeah, that was kind of my guess. When I was like 2 hours ago, I kind of guessed that this guy was probably doing something to Uncle Tien. 5:30 p.m. 5:30 p.m. What day? Here it is June 29 here.
Sure. You didn't leave me much of a choice, though, did you? Just the mention of poisoning sends shivers down my spine. I'm more timid than you realize. Every time I poisoned him, I had to hide away at home for a few days because I was so scared of getting caught.
Oh, okay. 30. So you're not in Japan. Where are you at? What, Hawaii? What's over that way? So, cause I'm in the Philippines. It's 3:30. So Japan and Korea are like an hour from me. Yeah, like an hour ahead. And what's 2 hours ahead? What, Australia? I guess? New Zealand?
Look, I know it has not been easy for you, my friend. We appreciate all your hard work.
Okay, gotcha.
But I have to say, you really are quite a genius at poisoning people.
I'm no expert in geography, but recently, because of my job, I kind of sometimes have to like convert time zones. And I don't know, I've been very interested recently about geography. And not just geography, the geography, economics, and how all that stuff works together. And not just that too, like about war, like because ever since I discovered Oversimplified's YouTube channel, I've really, I guess, learned a lot. I don't know if you heard of him. Oversimplified's really good content creator. He makes really funny content, like talking about history, about certain things. And turns out that there are certain events in the world that happened because of like where a country is located, about what the geography is like, and so on. It's crazy how it's all connected.
I mean, the poison we brought from Snezhnaya is as strong as this wine, but you found a way to turn it into an imperceptible, slow-acting poison, and came up with the idea of delivering it through fish soup. What was it you said? Oh, yeah. You said the soup's fishy flavor neutralizes the pungency of the poison, and this process even makes the soup tastier as a result. How did you think of that?
It struck me one day when I was fishing. I'm lucky it did. Otherwise, I'm not sure I would have been able to fool Uncle Tien.
You have performed excellently. The Fatui will continue to provide the support you need to consolidate your position as Tien Shu. Of course, this is as long as you continue to do as we instruct. Aside from Qingshu Pool, we also have some other requests for you, which we will inform you of in due course.
My highest damage? Probably on Hu Tao. I can't remember exactly. I know there's like an achievement where you could see that, right?
For me, I will perform them diligently.
I think it's like 280k. I remember it was a melt. It was a random melt in Abyss.
Did you hear that? It was poison! That's why Uncle Tien hasn't been feeling well recently. It's all Juri's doing.
Yeah, but it was... Of course it had like the Abyss cards. Abyss cards like... burst damage bonus, or like elemental mastery bonus, and you know, stuff like that. So of course it wouldn't be a normal thing in the real world. And no, I mean in the overworld rather, the real world. Wow, you're already doing 90k at AR-48?
What a nasty guy. Seize him!
Who did you do that on?
Hold on. Did you bring a camera? If not, you can use mine. This is quite a scene. We have to capture it for posterity.
Excellent liquor. We've, seen no progress on the diplomatic front, and everyone has been eyeing up the treasure of Qingshu Pool. It's been a real headache for me. But soon, everything will be taken care of, and I can report back on a successful mission. Thank you, Juri. I remember when I first saw you. I knew right away that you would make a good partner for us. Hey, do you still remember what I said to you?
How could I forget?
Hey,
You said a lowly commoner like me could never be
Are
seen
you...
as a serious
Wait,
candidate
really?
for the Tianshu, no matter how
Okay, I'm
hard I
sure you
work.
probably put Blackcliff
The
Pull
only
on him,
way
right?
is for you to shine bright in the Tianshu's darkest moments.
You probably didn't do
I think
90k
you
with
were absolutely
Blackcliff, with a level 60 Blackcliff, right? No, not Blackcliff, sorry. Level 60 Black Tassel. You probably didn't do it with a level 60 Black Tassel. Oh, food? Well, Bennett? Well, I mean, although your Bennett only has it at level 60, Mist Splitter is still one of the weapons in the game that has the highest base damage. At level 90 it has 674, and you'll find only very few weapons have that much base attack. Bennett's attack buff comes from his base attack, and in the game there are only two ways to get base attack. Oh, okay, yeah. Either from your character level or from your weapon. And Mist Splitter, which you're using on your Bennett right now, is one of the higher base attack weapons in the game. The highest, there's only one highest base attack weapon in the game. No, there are two, I think. Yeah, two. Which is, one is like the pole arm for Shenhe, and the other one is Eula's weapon, Song of Broken Pines. And those both have 741 base attack. But second highest base attack in the game for weapons is 674. Which Mist Splitter has. Although yours is only level 60, it still should give a pretty decent base attack buff. And you were using food. So 90k is still definitely reachable. Plus, if you build Zhongli with, with damage stats. Yeah, because his burst has very high scaling.
Yes. Under normal circumstances, the gap between you and other people could only ever grow wider over time. Just look at your two competitors. Qianwei had wealth. Mingbo had reputation. But you had nothing. You were just another nobody.
Oh wow. Did you get lucky or did you mean to get C1? C1 Zhao. C1 gives him an extra skill, right? An extra charge of his skill.
And that's why I decided to help you. You know, there's an old saying in the Fatui. Give a starving dog a bone, and it'll guard your home for the rest of its life.
Yes. I cannot thank you enough for your generous support.
You know, the best thing about you is that you do as you're told without complaining. Hey, keep up the good work, and I can assure you, you'll never have to worry about Mora again.
Wow, really? So you got 2 Zhonglis and 1 Tenpo? That's crazy. That's never happened to me before.
Heck, when you're not in the company of the Fatui, you'll be able to throw your weight around as much as you want. How about that?
Uncle Gao said that Zhi has low self-esteem. Seems he was right.
That's crazy lucky. Yeah, that's right. How about your Zhao? Like, how did you get the Zhao and C1?
He was worried that whatever advantage he might have now will diminish over time, so the Fatui persuaded him that he should act while he can. Do you have any more film in the camera? Then get ready to use it. Tonight's grand finale should be coming up any minute now. How well this goes for us depends on how Zhi plays his hand.
Ooh, is there any more alcohol? Go on. Fill me up. I'm in a good mood today, and I'm gonna drink my fill. Make sure to get me...
There's only a little left. Here, I'll fill your glass. If you like it, I can bring you some more next time.
70 pulls for Zhao? Wait, you got 2 Zhaos in 70 pulls?
Whoa, this is the good stuff. It is great. Huh? What the... Zhi, you...
You seem surprised, Mr. Yusupov. How could I not? I've sacrificed years of my life studying and reflecting to prepare myself for this position. And in the end, I even had to poison my own teacher.
Wow, that's insane luck. And... wait, wasn't that back-to-back, I think? Yeah, I think that was back-to-back, right? Because... oh, no, you got Zhao on his most recent run. Because Zhongli's last rerun was with Ganyu. And wasn't that a Zhao banner after that? I don't remember, actually.
You really think I'd put myself through all that just to become your little puppet? I don't want to bow down to anyone ever again.
You imbecile. It's the Fatui who got you to where you are. Do you understand? If I disappear with no explanation...
Do you see the haystack in the corner? Underneath it is a pile of explosives. And next door in the dark room are the 3 undercover agents you sent to infiltrate the Black Cliff Forge. I'm gonna stay here till I see you slip into unconsciousness. Then I'm gonna set this on fire. Once the flames burn through the hay, they'll ignite the...
What?
I took the liberty of leaving some evidence of your contact with the undercover agents at the Black Cliff Forge. It won't take long for people to join the dots. 2 missing person cases will become 1 as the truth gradually reveals itself.
Oh no. I'm sorry to hear that. Oh, you did try to go for Yemiko.
The Fatui planted undercover agents in the Black Cliff Forge to steal their signature ruin-grade explosives. Their plan was to blow through the solid floor tiles in the dead of night and seize the treasure of Qingshu Pool.
Yeah. I loved Yemiko's character. Like, I loved what, you know, her character itself, like in the Genshin like story. and I really like how she looks, but I'm just too much of a I'm too meta to have gone for her because Yae Miko really wasn't someone that someone meta would want. Just her gameplay is usable like if you really like it, but it just wasn't for me. C1 Gene is good, low. Yeah, that's right. See, you should I hope you get another Gene sooner or later. C2 Gene is incredible. I have C2 Gene on my third account, and it's so much fun to use.
But things didn't quite go to plan. Mistakes were made that led to the accidental deaths of the entire crew. Faced with the overwhelming evidence, the embassy won't investigate this any further. In fact, they'll be only too happy to blame it all on a rogue operation by you. It explains why you acted alone, while exonerating the rest of the embassy of any liability. Of course, none of that will have anything to do with me. When all of this comes to my attention, I'm afraid I'll have no choice but to cancel the Qingshu Pool redevelopment plan immediately. I guess then, I'll be Tianshu in my own right, with a clean record and...
Shuri, do you really think you're gonna get away with this? The Fatui has a record of everything. After I die, they'll come looking, and they'll...
A record? Oh, you must mean the one in the hands of your second in command.
What? How?
Because when you contacted me, I also made contact with your associates. I have Theophan to thank for providing me. He'll help me tie up all the loose ends. After all, your untimely demise comes with a few perks for him.
VC? I'm sorry. I don't understand. What's VC?
He has been eyeing your position for a long time.
That traitor!
Shh. Relax. It's over. After tonight, everyone gets what they want. And anyone else in the know is either my accomplice or
I mean, sure. I mean, I can't really do it now because in 20 minutes from now, I really have to get off. Because 4:30, I have work. And now it's 3:54 here right now. But I gotta work at 4:30. I wish I could. Yeah, I actually sometimes get on a voice call with some of my friends over on Discord. Oh, there go my frames. Okay. Before I get on with the quest, no, didn't want to do that.
A little surveying on the way here and
I was gonna look for chests.
3 escape routes in case things went south. I have them all surrounded. If you're thinking of trying anything, save yourself the effort. We were here the whole time and have pictures of everything.
The game's up? Forgive me, I'm not quite sure. I happened to discover a Fatui operation here, so I approached them on the pretext of joining forces and eventually brought them down from within. If it pleases you, Miss Yelan, I'd be only too happy to have you join me in investigating.
This is how you want to play it, huh?
that would have been perfect here. This would have been like a classic like I don't know what years those kind of movies were. Like, what was it, 80s, 70s movie shootout? Yeah. Yeah, this would have been like a great shootout scene right here.
Fine. You do you. All we need to do to convict you is establish that the poison in his system is the same as in Uncle Tien's. Nothing else you wanted to add?
One wrong move and it all comes crashing down. You followed him here, didn't you? I was so focused on keeping myself out of sight, I forgot it. Let's talk about this, Yelan. I gave you my word that I would live up to the Tianshu name, and that
Your point.
When I take office, I can guarantee that I will act in your best interests. In fact, all of you here tonight can expect very I don't deny that I used underhanded methods to get here. But given my lowly...
You still don't get it, do you? Even now. What do you think? Exactly. Juri, clever people can always come up with a good excuse. But while you might be able to get other people to believe you, you'll never be able to deceive yourself. There's nothing wrong with wanting to win other people's respect, but when has Uncle Tien ever looked down on you? He was like a teacher and a father to you, but you chose to repay that by poisoning him. Whatever positive goal you may have started out with, you threw it away in that...
That's enough.
Of course. What makes this even crueler is that you managed to convince yourself there was no other way. Uncle Tien was always going to give you this opportunity. Even if you'd done nothing at all. Out of everyone in the world, he is the one who trusts you the most. So much that he drank your fish soup without doubting you, not for 1 second.
That's enough!
Life is like fishing. It cannot be rushed. Whatever you do, impatience will accomplish nothing. I was just like you once.
I'm probably gonna lose frames here. I always lose frames in cutscenes.
Only later did I realize things do not always turn out the way you plan. But you have to keep calm to carry on. You're still young. Be patient, believe in yourself, and don't look outside yourself to prove your value. Where's Juri these days? It's been a long time since he last paid me a visit.
Maybe he's just busy.
Well, next time, if he doesn't bring a pot of piping hot fish soup, don't let him in.
Whatever you were thinking about, you'll have plenty of time to mull it over in prison. Oh, I almost forgot. If the Fatui find out what happened today, prison might not turn out to be the safest place for you. Trying to have friends on both sides, it has a way of turning everyone against you. But right now, I have an opportunity for you.
Huh?
Sorry, things are about to get extremely busy for me. Let's meet at Yen. I'll have someone remove the explosives. Then, there's someone I have to go and...
Need our help with that?
No, it could be dangerous. You should leave this one to the... Don't worry. As long as they're willing to cooperate, this'll be a... Get some rest. See you...
It's actually not a bad quest. Didn't have much action in it, and I do love myself some good action. Wait. What's in there? Or is there something in there? Why is there a secret room here? Opinion on Shogun. Like Shogun the character? Like in combat? Oh, she's great. Like for combat wise, I think she's one of the best characters in the game. Like she's account changing, in my opinion. I actually really regret not getting her on this account. I already have her on my third account is when I got her the first time, and I got her on my first account on her rerun. What's about the Bobos? Okay. As far as waifus, I'd say Yayumiko is like my #1, but Raiden Shogun's like a really close #2. I don't know what it is about it, but I just have a thing for like these like powerful, like really strict like ladies, and then all of a sudden like giving in and then becoming your friend. And all of those just kind of fit, I don't know, it just kind of fit the Shogun for me. Well, I mean, in the story, it's not really Shogun, but it's A. But either way, yes. He's a really, really close second for me. I love it. It's great. In fact, I have her on my overworld team all the time on my third account.
There is now no poison left in his system, but recovery from the damage already done will not happen overnight.
Wait. Okay, this just reminded me of something. Do you watch or like read up on like these other content creators that make up these like insane like theories about like and they read so much of the lore in Genshin. Like they read like all the books in the game like scattered all over Tevat. And they take all of that lore and put it all together and come up with these insane theories that kind of like somehow somehow come together and makes you feel like what? And sometimes it makes you feel like, oh yeah. And I don't know if you've ever seen any of these theories, but some of these theories are crazy, like crackpot crazy, like tinfoil hat crazy. And one of them says that this guy right here, Baizhu, is the Dendro Archon.
Dr. Baizhu, is my father going to be...
You needn't worry too much. Keep taking the prescribed medicine every day, and a full recovery will take at most 2 to 3 years. It's good we caught it in time. A few days later and the toxin would have built up in the internal organs. At that...
How did they successfully secure such a seldom-seen poison? It seems the Fatui-Yorks, unfortunately for them, they were up against us.
Uncle Tien will be heading off now. Remember to get plenty of rest and avoid overexerting yourself while you're recovering.
Don't worry, I will. Thank you very much. Ah, you're here too? Thank you for all you've done to resolve this situation. I'll have to make some tea in a moment. You simply have to try it.
Some of those theories that I was talking about, they're so crazy that it makes me think like, this is insane, this isn't possible. But they're so crazy that they sometimes make me feel like, wouldn't it be even crazier if it was actually true?
Yes, the exhaustion seems to have gone. My mind
And by that I
is
mean like, wouldn't that be like the craziest thing? Like if all of a sudden like the Dendro Archon finally comes and on the banner is Baizhu. And I know that's probably not the case. Like, I don't know. But I don't know. It would be like insane fan service if MiHoYo actually did that.
Luckily, it looks like choosing the Tianshu's successor is suddenly not such a pressing issue after all.
Hey, Yelan!
My work is mostly wrapped up, so I thought I'd take a minute to check in here. The assessment process comes to an end here, Uncle Tien. In my opinion, Zhi is not suitable for the position. But Qianwei and Mingbo both have potential.
You have my gratitude. People can change their loyalties easily. I've always known this. But whenever it happens...
Is it just Paimon, or is Uncle Tien not that surprised?
Don't underestimate Uncle Tien. He wouldn't have appointed me as assessment officer if he hadn't had his doubts about Zhi. Normally, the Yuehai Pavilion would be responsible for assessing the candidates. Isn't that right, Uncle Tien?
Yes, to be quite honest, I wanted to trust him unreservedly. But I have to be responsible with the position of Tien. When I first met Zhi, I wondered if he had approached me with a hidden agenda. So I concluded that he had no ulterior motives whatsoever. He just saw. In the end, even he changed. But when did it start?
Oh, alright, man. Yeah, the quest is over anyway. Yeah, but sure, we'll get on a video, voice call sooner or later, whenever I have time. Good to see you, man. Very nice to meet you. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out, and have a good day. Just message me on Discord. I'll take a look at your characters and your weapons as soon as I got time, and I'll message my recommendations. Take care, man. Have a good day.
I never had any plans to recommend him directly, but I always intended to give him the chance to compete on a level playing field. Family background and fame mean everything to many people. I had no reputation to speak of when I first became Tianshu.
Adios,
I relied
man.
on Ganyu's assistance for
Oh,
all
thank you. I
my
appreciate it. I promise, sooner or later, I'll buy myself better hardware and do a better job. Thank you, man. Take care.
I have to admit, he's a smart guy and very cautious. The intel suggests that the Fatui saw him as very low risk, but Jur-E was still extremely careful with the poisoning. He chose that specific liquor from Shinue kiosk because the fiery flavor would mask the bitterness of the poison, and he chose to wait until the Fatui official was drunk and had his guard down before delivering it to him. He also installed a secret compartment in the wine pot he bought to hold the poison. As the amount of liquor went down, he'd shake the pot to release the poison from the compartment into the liquor. Afterwards, we also found he had an antidote on him. Had the Fatui official grown suspicious, Jur-E would have drunk the poisoned wine himself, and then found an opportunity to take the antidote shortly afterwards.
But that's still really dangerous.
Yes, had he drunk the poisonous wine, he still would have faced serious health consequences despite taking the antidote. He didn't hesitate to...
How is...
Well, I mean, he is sitting in a jail cell. Like Yanfei says, still, he's cooperating. He didn't turn down my offer to strike a deal. I'll make sure there are plenty of guards around to keep him safe from anything the Fatui might be planning.
A deal? Does this have to do with what you said to him when you arrested him?
Yes, Jur-E's not the one I'm interested in. If he was as far as this went, I'd have handed the case off to my subordinates as soon as I realized. But once the Fatui became involved, things got a whole lot more interesting. I thought I might have the chance to catch a big fish.
Well, did you?
Almost. Unfortunately, it slipped off the hook.
Uncle Tien? Yelan? What are you talking about?
Jur-E colluded with the Fatui to try and secure the position of Tianshu. Or, to put it the other way around, the Fatui made an attempt to interfere. With Yusupov in our hands and a statement from Jur-E, we could afford to continue with a diplomatic offensive. Also, we'd be able to gain control of Theophan, Yusupov's second-in-command. Then we'd have a pawn in the ranks of the Fatui. Pawns like this can be major assets. They open up all sorts of new options. Why else did you think I was investing so much time and effort into this case?
So, okay, well...
We got halfway. The first part went off without a hitch, and we passed all the information on to Lady Ningguang. But when we tried to make contact with Theophan, he was gone, along with all the evidence.
The Fatui must be spying on us. Otherwise, they'd never been able to...
I found out from other sources that the Harbinger, Regrader, got involved. The Fatui's main forces aren't concentrated here. Regrader was only treating this as a peripheral concern. It's a pity that Theophan got away. But knowing which Harbingers are still looking at Liyue is something. It gives me a starting point for my next mission.
I have to ask, Yelan. Do you have any desire? I remember you showed some interest a few days ago at Yenshang Tea House. In my estimation.
Oh, that. I was obviously joking. I prefer my current life. There's danger and there's excitement, although it'd still be a behind-the-scenes role. As Tianshu, I wouldn't have the chance to get involved in anything truly clandestine. All right, I'm done here. Time for me to go. I'm heading off again in a few days and I still have to prepare.
Where are you off to this time?
As you might have guessed, it's for me to know and you to find out. But I'm sure if you keep going as you are, getting yourselves involved in other people's business all the time, you're sure to get caught up in another misadventure before too long. Maybe I'll see you the next time danger beckons. Until then, keep your wits about you. A lot of people are watching you for a lot of reasons. If you have any more questions, just ask Uncle Tien. After the recent turn of events, I'd say he owes you one, wouldn't you?
What would you like to know? Something I've said to Jury, Qinwei, and Mingguo before is that while cunning and scheming are quite crucial, even more Jury and Ambassador Yusupov each saw each other as a means to an end. They thought that if they could just outsmart their opponent, they would emerge the final victor. And yet, in the eyes of Yelan and Regrator, scheming is an endless endeavor. If you can't cope with it, you're better off staying out of it. Everyone has self-interest, but you cannot let it be your master. So, don't fight over fleeting gains and losses. Rather, focus. What would you like to know? I first met Yelan when she was very young. Even an old friend of mine once privately commented to me that Yelan is always smiling, but never with something of an exaggeration in my view. At least, What would you like to know? Regrator is the 9th of the Fatui Harbingers, though likely the first among them where wealth is concerned. However, his wealth is not a mere question of how much more he has to his name. He has a very unique understanding. Beyond that, I don't have a lot of information about him. If you need to know more in the future, you can ask Ningguang. What would you like to know? As Yelan says, now that I'm on the mend, I should have another few years' worth of work in me. During this time, I plan to gradually hand over my duties while mentoring some new candidates. That reminds me. Qianwei and Mingguo are still waiting downstairs. I must go and have a chat with them shortly. What would you like to know? Thanks to you, you can
It's time to pull the trigger.
Osmanth.